Hello, everyone, and welcome to the place where shadows whisper and nightmares softly breathe. So close your eyes, take a slow breath. I know you use this video to fall asleep, so before that, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, where you from and what time are you watching? Let's get comfortable and relax. You ever wake up and feel like something's just off? Like the air around you isn't quite the same, like your skin doesn't fit your body, right? That's how it started for me. One ordinary night that I lived alone in this cheap apartment just outside the city. The kind of place where the wallpaper peels like dead skin and the lights flicker no matter how many times the landlord fixes it. It was all I could afford after the divorce. She took the car, the house, the dog. Hell, she even took the goddamn coffee maker. Anyway, that night I fell asleep watching reruns on my old box TV. I woke up around 3:17 a.m. I remember that because the clock blinked at me like it knew something I didn't. And when I sat up, the room was pitch black. That I don't mean like the lights are off, kind of dark. I mean the kind of black that feels heavy, like it's pressing on your chest, filling your mouth, crawling into your ears. I reached for the lamp, flicked it. Nothing, not even a spark. Then I heard it started as a whisper right by my ear. I thought it was my imagination, but it grew louder. It was my own voice, mimicking me. "Get up," it said, exactly how I would have said it. Same tone, same pitch. Like it had learned my voice. I froze. My breath caught in my throat, and for a second I wasn't even sure if I was breathing at all. Then the whisper moved from beside me to behind me. I didn't turn around. I couldn't. My body moved on its own. I stood up, but I wasn't in control. It felt like I was watching someone else use me like a puppet. My arms dangled, my legs shuffled forward. I could see everything, but I was screaming in my head, thrashing in a prison made of skin and bone. The hallway stretched impossibly long. I swear my apartment isn't that big. I kept walking, bare feet on cold wood, passing doors that shouldn't exist. Each one had a different number carved into it, bleeding like fresh wounds. 13, 66, 101, 404. At the end of the hallway was a mirror. Not a door, just a tall, dirty mirror leaning against the wall. And I saw myself, but it wasn't me. The thing in the mirror looked like me if I'd been dead a week. Skin grayed and sunken, eyes black as oil, mouth pulled into a grin that stretched too far. It waved. Then it stepped out of the mirror. I remember falling. Not backward, not forward. Just falling, as if gravity itself lost interest in me. I sank into the floor like water, my reflection grinning as it took my place in the hallway. I woke up in my bed. Morning light came through the blinds. Birds chirped outside. Everything looked normal, but I knew I hadn't woken up. Something was wrong, because when I looked into the mirror above my dresser, I wasn't there. The bed reflected behind me, the wall, the lamp, but no me. I ran to the bathroom. Same thing. My reflection was gone, like I'd been erased, like I was never real to begin with. But the thing that came out of the mirror, it was living my life. At first, I thought I was losing it. I stayed in the apartment, hid in the shadows. No one noticed, not even the people at work when I snuck in one day. They said hi to me, but they weren't talking to me. They were talking to the copy, the thing that smiles too long, the thing that never blinks. I started hearing voices at night. They scratched at the inside of my head like rats behind the walls. They told me I didn't belong, that I was a mistake, an echo, and soon I believed them. But here's the part one don't tell anyone. I'm not the only one. I met others. People like me, shadows that lost their faces. forgotten souls left behind in their own lives. We see each other sometimes, in reflections that aren't ours, in windows at night, in the corners of dark alleys that we don't talk much. We don't need to dot, we're just waiting for the mirrors to open again. Because someday, maybe tonight, it'll happen to you. And when it does, remember this. Don't look into the mirror, don't wave back, and if it smiles first, run. I stopped sleeping. Couldn't close my eyes without seeing that thing smiling from inside the mirror. Every time I blinked, I half expected to open my eyes and be somewhere else again. Somewhere darker that I tried covering the mirrors. Blankets, towels, cardboard, tape. But no matter what I did, the glass found me. I'd catch glimpses in puddles, spoons, even the dark reflection of my own eyes. It was always there, watching. Waiting point one night, I smashed every mirror in the apartment. Glass shattered like screams, sharp and shrill. I thought maybe that would help. Maybe I'd break the connection. But that night, I heard footsteps. Slow, deliberate, one after another, coming from the hallway. I don't live in a house. I live on the 3rd floor. There's no hallway outside my bedroom that I turned off the lights and sat in the dark, clutching a kitchen knife like it could do anything against something like that. The footsteps stopped right outside the bedroom door. Then, knocking, not loud, just soft, polite taps. 3 of them, like it was asking to come in. I held my breath. Then I heard my own voice say, "Let me back in." I didn't answer, couldn't speak. Then the doorknob started to turn. Slowly, creaking. I leapt forward and pushed my weight against the door, screaming like a man possessed. It didn't try to force its way in. It just stood there, breathing. I could hear it, the same rhythm as mine. Inhale, exhale, like it was mocking me. It whispered through the crack, "You don't belong out there." Then silence. When I opened the door, it was gone, but not really. Things started changing after that. I'd pass windows and catch my reflection lagging behind, like it forgot how time worked. I'd speak, and sometimes it wouldn't move its mouth. Just stood there, watching, studying. People stopped noticing me. My neighbors wouldn't say hello. My boss forgot my name. I went to the ER once, bad chest pain, couldn't breathe, and the nurse said I wasn't in the system. Even though I had ID. Even though I'd been there before. IT was erasing me, piece by piece. One night, I woke up and couldn't see my hands. I could feel them, move them, but they weren't there. Just empty air. Like I was fading. I screamed. I tore through the apartment, ripping through drawers, slapping myself in the face just to feel real. I found an old photo, me and my ex, back before everything. But when I looked close, it wasn't me. The man in the photo was smiling too wide, eyes too black. I dropped it. It cracked down the middle, right through his face. That was the last straw. I left the apartment that night, barefoot, half mad. Walked for miles. No destination, just running. From myself, from whatever had taken my life. Eventually, I found a motel on the edge of town. Cheap, mold on the ceiling, flickering neon sign that just said O_tell. I paid cash and stayed there. For days, weeks maybe. I stopped counting no mirrors. That was the rule. Until one day, I woke up, and there it was, the mirror on the wall that I swear it hadn't been there the day before. I know it hadn't. I tried to leave, but the door was gone. Just a wall where it used to be. I turned back to the mirror, and this time, I wasn't gone. I was in it. But I wasn't alone. The thing was behind me. A silhouette. Taller. Wrong. Its hands touched my shoulders, but I felt nothing. No pressure. No warmth. Just the idea of being touched. A memory of it. It whispered, trade places. And I nodded because I was tired. So tired that I let it in. And now I'm here. Wherever here is a place with no light, no floor, just endless dark that I can still see through my old eyes sometimes. See it living my life, laughing, eating, walking down the street like it belongs there. But sometimes it slips up. Someone catches its eyes in the mirror too long, sees the smile. That's when I know it's almost time for someone new. And if you're hearing this, maybe it's already looking at you. The thing that took my place. It's patient. It doesn't rush. It waits, watches, studies every detail of the person it's going to replace. It learns how they laugh, how they frown, how they walk when they're tired or sick or angry. It memorizes it all until the imitation is perfect. Then it strikes that I saw it happen once. Through its eyes, a woman, late 30s, brown coat, blue scarf. She worked in the building across from where I used to live. Every morning, she'd pass by the same mirror in the lobby. One of those tall, decorative ones meant to make the hallway feel bigger. She'd glance at it, nothing more, just a habit, until one day, her reflection didn't glance back. She froze. That IT was subtle, just a fraction of a second, but she saw it. I felt her heart skip. She blinked, leaned closer, tilted her head, trying to brush it off, but it was already too late. That night, it visited her. I don't know what form it took. It's different every time. For me, it was a whisper. For her, I think it was her daughter's voice, calling for help, crying. That IT always uses what you love. That I watched her fall apart over the next few days. She didn't sleep, barely ate. People around her started noticing, but only for a while. Soon they stopped reacting altogether, as if she wasn't even there. Then she vanished. No missing persons report, no police tape, no news article, just gone. And the next day, I saw her walking to work like nothing happened. Same coat, same scarf, but her eyes were too still. Her smile stayed a beat too long, and her reflection, it waved. Even though she didn't move her hand, that's how it spreads. One at a time, quietly, carefully, replacing people like tearing pages from a book and slipping in forgeries. Most never notice. Some do, but by then, it's too late. You might think you're safe, that you'd know if it was happening to you. But that's the thing. Everyone thinks they're real, until they're not. That I kept drifting in this nowhere place. Time doesn't work here. I see memories like flickering film reels. Some are mine, some aren't. Some are from before I was born. Others from things that haven't happened yet. Sometimes I hear voices. Others like me, trapped. Whispers floating in the dark. Some scream, some laugh, some just repeat one word. Why? I don't have an answer, but I know this. The mirror is a door, and every door needs someone to open it. You ever catch yourself staring at your reflection too long? You ever feel like it's moving a second too slow? Smiling when you're not? Leaning in just a little closer than it should? That's it. Looking for a crack. An invitation that don't blink, that don't speak, that don't look away. Because if you do, it gets in. And once it's in, you're already gone. There was 1.1 who didn't go quietly. His name was Marcus. That I only know that because I saw it. On his ID badge, in his apartment, on the nameplate on his office desk. I never met him when I was alive, but somehow I watched him after. Like I was being shown a lesson. Marcus was different. That he saw it. Really saw IT. To IT started like the others. A reflection hesitating. A voice behind the door. But instead of freezing in fear, he reacted. He screamed at it. He threatened it. He covered every mirror in his apartment with salt, tape, spray paint. He smeared ash in circles around his bed. He spoke to it. every night, challenging it. I know what you are. You can't have me. At first, I thought he was just mad. Another soul cracking under pressure. But then, things began to change. The creature got angry. Not scared, but unsettled. I could feel it. It didn't like being confronted. It didn't like the noise, the defiance, the rituals. He was breaking the rhythm, the pattern, refusing to play the role of the victim. That made him dangerous. So it retaliated. Marcus lost his job. Not fired, just erased. His name vanished from the company system. His apartment lease disappeared. Utilities shut off. Friends stopped answering calls. His own mother looked at him like he was a stranger. He started to flicker. Sometimes he'd stand in a public place, and the world would go gray around him. People moving in slow motion. Cars passing without sound. He said it felt like being trapped between two slides of film. But he didn't stop. He carved sigils into the walls. He spoke in languages I'd never heard before. Words that burned in my ears even from the other side. And then one night, he made contact. He stood in front of the mirror and no candles. No salt. No spells. Just him. And it. They stared at each other for a long time. Neither moved. Then Marcus smiled. Not out of fear. Not out of madness. Out of understanding that he whispered, "You've taken so much. But you made one mistake." The thing tilted its head, curious. "You left me alive." He reached forward and grabbed it, fingers through glass, like it was water. It screamed. The whole world rippled. I felt it. Everyone did. Every shadowed place, every crack in reality shuddered that he pulled it out, dragged it, inch by inch, into the world. That it changed shape, shifted, snarled, clawed, tried to become every nightmare he ever had. But he didn't let go. And then, darkness. For a long time, I saw nothing, heard nothing. Then, I saw Marcus, not through the mirror, but outside, walking, breathing, real, alive. He did it, he beat it. But something was wrong. He looked into a shop window as he passed, and his reflection didn't look back. It stood still. Then it smiled. Marcus never stopped walking, but his hands were trembling, because even if you win, even if you fight, there's always something waiting behind the glass, and it never, ever forgets. After that night, Marcus tried to live like nothing had happened. New apartment, new job, different city. He changed his name, shaved his head, tossed every mirror, even reflections in puddles and windows. He avoided them all. He lived like a ghost in the world of the living. But deep down, he knew it wasn't over, because something followed him. Not the same creature. No, this was something deeper, older, like pulling a weed and finding the roots stretch all the way to the earth's core. He started seeing cracks, not in the walls, not in the sky. In reality, lines in the air, hairline fractures like shattered glass, just hanging there. Most people walked right past them, blind to it. But Marcus could see. And when he leaned in close, he could hear voices, not words. Just the sound of people begging. He thought he'd won. Thought he'd escaped. But all he did was pull back the curtain. He hadn't broken free. He dug deeper. Sometimes he'd wake up standing outside. No memory of leaving his bed. Just barefoot in the street, staring at his own window from across the road. Watching himself sleep. He started keeping journals. Thousands of pages. Diagrams, drawings, thoughts. Maps of places that don't exist. Instructions on how to stay human. Lists of names. People who had vanished, replaced, or returned wrong. One entry stood out. They don't come from mirrors. Mirrors are just windows. They come from the cracks behind them. He wrote that the reflections are scouts, hollow copies, The real threat is behind them. Something endless. Something hungry. Then the journal stopped. Nothing for weeks. Then one final page, scrawled in black ink, written over and over, dozens of times. I am not Marcus. That page is the last anyone ever found. Police said he vanished. No forced entry. No signs of struggle. Just an apartment full of broken glass and a single mirror, whole, untouched, resting in the middle of the room. When they looked into it, the room behind them was empty, even though they were standing in it. Now people say there are more cracks than ever. Tiny slivers in bathroom mirrors, in elevator doors, in black screens when your device is off. You see a flicker, a twitch, something watching. Don't tap on the glass. Don't stare too long. And if you see a version of yourself standing still while you move, if it grins, if it starts walking toward you, don't run. It's already too late, because once the glass breaks, you're the reflection, and something else gets to be you. At first, there's silence, not peaceful silence, not the kind that soothes you to sleep or lets you hear your heartbeat. No, this silence is thick, heavy. It wraps around you like wet wool, muffling every breath, every thought, every shred of who you used to be. That's what I remember most when I was pulled into the mirror, the silence. And then, the cold. Not the cold you can fight with blankets or jackets. This was the kind of cold that bites from inside. It chews your bones, burrows into your thoughts, makes you forget what warmth ever felt like. There's no floor here. No sky. No light. But you can still see. Things drift past you, shapes that used to be people. Some have faces, but most don't. Some scream, but there's no sound. Just mouth stretched too wide, teeth missing, eyes open but empty. I tried talking to one once. Reached out, touched its shoulder. It turned around. It had my face. Not how I look now, but how I looked the night I was taken. Eyes swollen from no sleep, lips trembling, jaw clenched. I stared into myself, and it whispered, "You left the door open." Then it dissolved into smoke and vanished. That's when I realized this place is made of echoes. Every fear I've ever had, every shame I've ever buried, every lie I told myself to sleep at night, it's all here. Alive, breathing, walking beside me, behind me, sometimes inside me. Time doesn't work right here. I don't know how long I've been in this place. Days? Years? Centuries? I've forgotten how to count. I've forgotten how to feel hunger, or thirst, or hope. But I still remember, and memory is worse than pain. I remember my mother's voice. I remember the smell of rain on the balcony. I remember laughing, really laughing, so hard I couldn't breathe. I remember sunlight. I remember my own name. At least, I think I do. But the longer I stay, the more it slips. Letters fall away, then sounds, then meaning. The creature that took my place walks the world now. I've seen it, felt it, like a string tied between us. Every time it smiles, I feel my lips curl. Every time it speaks, I feel my throat clench. Every time it lies, I taste blood. That's the curse. Even if you're trapped in here, you're still connected. You don't just get replaced. You get hollowed out, and your soul becomes the shadow that follows them. But some of us fight back. There's a place in the mirror world. A deep scar in the blackness. We call it the spiral. It's not a place you walk to. It finds you when you're ready, when you're broken enough, when your mind is cracked open wide enough for something else to slip in. That's where the rebels go. The torn ones. They don't scream anymore. They chant. They wear their reflections like armor, stitched together pieces of who they once were. Eyes sewn shut, mouths filled with glass. They whisper spells that twist the dark. They believe they can burn the other side, not escape, not go back, but poison the mirrors, make the replacements bleed. I followed them for a while. Learn their names. Watch them scratch symbols into the air, carving words with their nails, drawing doors with their bones. They speak of one thing, the origin mirror. The first one. Older than time, older than light, hidden in the deepest part of the reflection world. A black pool beneath a black sky. They say if you reach it, if you step into it, you can flip everything. Turn the inside out. Make the shadows real and the copies burn. But no one who's gone has come back. I want to find it, because I'm tired of floating. Tired of remembering things I'll never touch again. Tired of feeling myself live a life that isn't mine. You think I'm a ghost. You're wrong. I'm not dead. I'm the original, and I'm coming back. And when I do, I'm dragging that thing out by its spine. I'll make it look me in the eyes. I'll show it what it means to be real. It took me, I don't know how many years to find it. Maybe it wasn't time. Maybe it was how much I'd lost. Maybe the spiral doesn't reveal itself until you've been hollowed out enough to fit through the cracks. It began with a sound, not a voice. Not words. It was me, laughing. My laugh, but twisted, longer, like someone dragging it out with pliers, echoing through the void like a needle in my ears. It hurt. God, it hurt. But I followed it. Because in this place, pain means presence. Means something is real. I walked through corridors made of broken thoughts, memories melted together like wax. I passed windows showing lives that might have been mine. In one, I had a child. In another, I was old. In one, I was just a body, swinging from a tree in the forest. They weren't visions. They were offers. Pick one. The mirror whispered, "We'll let you have it. Just forget." But I didn't. I walked. And then I found it. The spiral. It's not made of walls or paths. It's made of selves. A twisting staircase built from people who tried and failed. Bodies bent backward, heads turned all the way around, mouths stretched into tunnels. Each step I took, they screamed without sound. My foot pressed down on someone who looked just like me. His eyes opened. He mouthed the words, "Don't go down." I did anyway, because what else was there? Down the spiral, everything unravels. You stop being a person and start being a story. I forgot my name. My body faded. I became voice, memory, intention. The spiral feeds on those. It drinks what makes you you, hoping you'll vanish before you reach the bottom. But I clung to one thing. Anger, rage sharper than broken glass. It kept me from dissolving. And at the base of the spiral, I saw it. The origin mirror. A black surface. So perfect it didn't reflect anything. Not even darkness. It was just absence. Like someone punched a hole through reality and left it bleeding in the ground. Around it were the others. The hollowborn. They'd made it here. Like me. Survivors. Fighters. Wrecks held together by spite. Some had no faces. Some had dozens. One dragged his own shadow behind him like a noose. We didn't speak. You don't need to. When you've all been through that. We stood at the edge, staring into the mirror. It whispered, not in words, but in memories. It showed us everything it had taken. Every version of ourselves it had chewed up and spat out into the world. We saw them walking, laughing, kissing, killing. Some of them didn't even know they were wrong. They had forgotten us. That's the final cruelty, not being stolen. Being replaced so completely that even you start to question if you were ever real. One of us stepped forward, touched the surface. He exploded into 1,000 screaming shards. But the rest of us, we didn't flinch, because we understood. This wasn't a gate. It was a weapon. A shard of the first broken truth. The original lie. The tear in the fabric that let all of this begin. And if you could touch it, if you could hold onto yourself long enough to survive it, you could send something back. Something worse. I stepped forward. The mirror welcomed me, and I fell through it. Back into the world. But not the same world. It was cracked. like something in the dark had been shaken awake. People started seeing things, not just in mirrors now, everywhere. Reflections in water that blinked when they didn't. Echoes of footsteps behind them. Faces that weren't quite right. The world was bleeding, and through it all, I walked out in no longer whole, no longer human, but real. And I'm hunting the thing that took my life. Not just mine, all of them. The original copies. The monsters in the mirrors. I am what they fear now. I am the reminder. I am the truth. And when I find them, I will drag each one back through the glass point one by one. Until the last lie is shattered. And the mirrors all go black. The first sign was the static, not on TV, not radios. It came from mirrors. A low hum, like bees trapped behind glass, like voices pressed against a wall, whispering but never speaking. People started hearing it in their bathrooms, in elevators, in the chrome of their car doors at night. The smart ones stopped looking. The rest, they stared too long, and the mirrors stared back. That you'd see it in the news, briefly. Man attacks own reflection. Woman tears mirror off the wall, swears it blinked. Child refuses to enter bathroom, screams at sink. Then it would vanish. The stories, gone, not retracted, erased, like the people in them. Because the cracks were spreading. That it wasn't just me anymore. That I'd started something. A ripple in the reflection world. A sickness in the smooth. Mirrors began failing. That you'd look into one and it would lag just a fraction of a second. Or your reflection would breathe a beat late. One girl, 16, filmed herself in her room. The video showed her waving, but her reflection smiled first, and then it kept smiling long after she'd stopped. She was found the next day. Not dead, but empty, skin pale, eyes hollow, still breathing, but nothing inside. They say if you whisper into a dark mirror now, something hears you. Not just hears, it learns, it copies. And if you don't cover it before dawn, it will find a way through. That's how it grows. Every city has at least one person who's been reversed. That's what we call them. The reversed. They look like us, talk like us, but their shadows don't move right. Their eyes don't reflect light. Dogs bark at them. Cameras glitch around them. They never blink unless you do. Point one reversed walked into a train station and just stopped. People float around him. Unaware, he stood there for 6 hours, staring into the security mirror in the ceiling. When they approached him, he smiled and said, "It's warm here now. We're almost done." Then he collapsed. The floor beneath him shattered, and no one found his body. This is how it ends. Not with fire, not with floods, but with perfect silence. With reflections that no longer wait for permission. With glass that doesn't show you, but the thing you could have been. The thing you were before you were born. People always thought mirrors were portals. That's half right, they're wombs. And something is ready to be born. I walk among you now. Not to stop it, not anymore. I tried. I screamed. I warned. But no one listened to oh now I listened. To the cracks. To the whispers. To the stories leaking out from the other side. There's a boy in Alaska who hasn't cast a reflection in 3 weeks. That a woman in Prague who paints black eyes over every mirror in her house and swears she hears herself screaming behind the glass at night. That a school in Brazil where every mirror on campus shattered at the same second. The janitor disappeared. The replacement looks like him, talks like him, but the kids won't go near him. They say he smells like burned teeth and hums songs that aren't in any language. And you reading this, that you've seen something too, haven't you? Just a flicker, a twitch, a smile that lasted too long. Don't pretend you haven't. You already know. Somewhere inside, you know, the mirrors are tired of being windows. They want to be mouths. And mouths? They want to open. They say it happened in a diner, somewhere off a dead highway in the middle of nowhere, a place where phones barely work and the radio picks up stations that haven't existed in decades. That a waitress named Darlene was closing up alone. She'd cleaned the booths, flipped the stools, turned off the jukebox. The last thing was the restroom. Always the restroom. She hated that mirror. Swore she saw things moving behind her in it sometimes. Said her reflection didn't blink once for a whole 5 minutes. She covered it with a sheet once, but when she came back, the glass was clean and bare again, like the sheet had never been there. That night, she hesitated at the door, felt it in her teeth out of pressure, like the air was folding around her. But she went in anyway. The lights flickered. The sink dripped. And the mirror was waiting. She saw herself, but not herself. This version smiled too much, too wide, like it knew the punchline to a joke she hadn't heard yet. And then the reflection leaned forward, but she hadn't moved. It pressed a hand against the inside of the glass. She watched, frozen, as the mirror rippled, like liquid. The thing stepped through, not all at once. First the hand, then the shoulder, then the head, slow, grinning, dripping with something too dark to be water. By the time Darlene screamed, no one could hear her. Not because she was gone. No, because she was still there, cleaning the counter, smiling too much, greeting the next customer with a voice that sounded just a little too thick in the throat. No one noticed. They never do, at first. The reverse blend in. They mimic, but sometimes they slip. Sometimes they hum songs that haven't been written yet. Sometimes they speak in dreams, whispering things that leave you waking up with blood in your ears and tears on your pillow. And sometimes they open the mirror from the other side. You might not even see it, just a shift in the light. A moment where the room goes a little too quiet. Or when your reflection moves a little too fast. You think it's your mind playing tricks. That it's not. That it's your invitation. That you've been marked. The watchers behind the glass have seen you now. They know your shape, your smile, your breath. They're waiting for you to look again. Waiting for that 1 second where you stare too long. And when you do, when you finally do, the surface will open like a mouth. And it'll be your reflection reaching out, smiling, whispering, switch. And the world won't even notice you're gone. When you're first taken, it doesn't feel like falling. It feels like drowning, but not in water, in yourself. The air becomes thick, syrupy. Every breath drags like your lungs are filled with tar. The light goes strange, colors bleeding together like watercolors left in rain. Your limbs go numb. You can't tell if you're standing or floating. Time slides sideways. You try to scream, but what comes out isn't your voice. It's your reflections. It speaks for you. And then the mirror seals behind you. Just a ripple, a sigh, and nothing more. And now you're inside. There are no rooms here, no floors, no sky. Just a shifting haze of everything you've ever forgotten. Sounds echo your childhood laughter, your mother calling your name, that song you heard once and never found again. You see shadows ahead, shapes. They move like people, but they're wrong. Too thin, too tall, limbs too long like reflections caught mid-stretch. They twitch, stutter step, float, dissolve. Somewhere your face. Somewhere the face of people you've lost. Somewhere no face at all. They walk in circles. Repeat gestures. Some cry without sound. Others just watch. They're the lost, not killed, not erased. Just left behind. The mirror didn't want them. Too broken to use. Too aware to release. They whisper things if you get close. Names. Dates. Secrets you forgot you buried. One of them, a girl with no hands and glass for teeth, leaned into me and said, "It's your birthday." Again, I didn't answer. You don't talk to the lost. They cling. They remember for you. And if they give enough back, they think the mirror will love them again. I wandered for years, maybe decades. I lost count after the mirror showed me my own bones arranged in a crib. You start seeing things. Hallways made of your regrets. Rooms filled with moments you almost had. Lovers you never kissed. Jobs you never took. Children you never met. The mirror holds everything. Not just you. Everyone. Every version. Every possibility. It doesn't show them to you to help. It shows them to hurt. Because pain is currency here. The more you suffer, the more real you are. And if you suffer enough, you start to sink down, deeper, where the voices live. They call it the below. It's the final layer beneath the mirror world. No reflections here. No light. Just pressure. You walk until your thoughts unravel like yarn, until words mean nothing, until your name feels like something you borrowed and forgot to return. Then the walls come alive, not walls, flesh. The space down here breathes. You can hear it. Slow, wet, mechanical, like something dreaming in its sleep. The others live here, not the reversed, not the lost. The originals, the first taken, their bodies are gone, but their voices remain, mixed together, blended into one voice. The we, you don't hear them with your ears. They speak behind your thoughts, not in words, but in choices. They make you remember the worst thing you ever did. Then they ask, was it worth it? If you say yes, they eat your hope. If you say no, they take your guilt. Either way, you bleed something they want. And when you're empty enough, they offer you a door. It's never the same twice. Mine was a door made of mirror shards, stitched together with veins, written across it, all things want. Out. I stepped through, and now I'm here, back, not whole, not human, but realer than anything I was before. And I see the cracks now. In everything, not just mirrors, in people, in time. And you've seen it too, that shimmer in the corner of your eye, that flicker when your screen goes black, that feeling that someone's behind you, but when you turn, it's just your reflection, smiling. You're being watched, because once you've looked into the mirror too long, the mirror remembers, and it wants you back. The first time I saw the crack, I didn't understand what it was. It was just a hairline fracture in the surface of everything. A slight shift in the light, like the world had stretched just a little too thin. I thought it was my eyes, or maybe the air, but when I blinked again, the crack was still there. It wasn't just in the glass. It was in me. That's how the mirrors do it. They don't just copy you. They take a piece, a little sliver, the smallest, most unnoticeable part of you that no one will ever miss. Your hesitation, your second thought, your sigh before you open a door. A thread from the fabric of who you were. And they stretch it like a taut rope, pulling you thinner and thinner until you're walking on the edge between here and there. At first, you don't feel it, but then you see it. You start to notice the way the glass doesn't quite match the world. The way it distorts, making you look like you've just stepped out of the frame of someone else's life. And that's when it starts, the sickness. A pulling sensation, like the mirrors are trying to draw you in, bit by bit, until you slip through entirely. Like the reflection is hungry, waiting for you to fade. I don't remember when the world started to break. Not exactly. It happened slowly at first. A person would look into the mirror, and their reflection wouldn't look back, just an empty glass staring at them. Or they'd pass by a reflective surface and their own face would follow, but it would be a moment behind. Some try to make sense of it, calling it glitches in the world's fabric, a side effect of too much tech, too many screens. Some called it paranoia. But it wasn't that. It was something else. A door opening. At first, it was just the small things that gave it away. the static in the reflection, the way the shadows shifted out of sync with the light. But then I saw it in someone else's eyes. A man standing in front of a window. His reflection didn't match his movements. His face was wrong. His expression didn't mirror his, and his hands twitched and spasmed as though they had a mind of their own. When he noticed me watching, he smiled. A smile so wide, so unnatural, that it stretched the edges of his lips into something grotesque. A dark smile, as if he knew exactly what I was seeing. He lifted his hand, and I swear his reflection didn't follow that IT moved ahead of him. Then it waved at me that I turned and ran. I didn't stop until my breath caught in my chest, and I couldn't hear my heartbeat anymore. But the laughter followed me. IT followed me. After that, things only got worse. The cracks deepened, not just in the mirrors, but in people, too. The world started to shift, warping in ways it couldn't explain. Faces would change when you weren't looking, voices would distort, and shadows would linger just a little too long, stretching and twitching as though something else was crawling beneath the surface. People said they saw things in the corner of their vision, shapes that didn't belong. But what really scared me was the silence. The IT wasn't the quiet that comes with the dead of night. It wasn't the silence of waiting. No, this was different. This was something more alive. That IT came from the mirrors. I'd catch glimpses of it when I passed a reflective surface. In the car window, in the silver of a spoon, in puddles of rainwater, a shadow flickering. That IT wasn't the shadow of the world. It was the shadow beneath, the things you aren't supposed to see, the things you don't know you're becoming. At first, it was just the eyes that changed. The way they looked back at me, a little too wide, a little too vacant. But then, it was more. The smiles, the grins, they weren't just in the mirrors anymore. They started showing up on people's faces. First, in whispers, those smiles that didn't reach the eyes, like a nervous tick. But it didn't stop there. The longer I looked, the more I saw the smile stretching further, twisting, the corners of their mouths pulling into things that weren't human. That I saw it in my own reflection, once that I thought it was the shadows. Maybe a trick of the light. But then I noticed it wasn't my smile. That IT was someone else's. Someone who knew what I was thinking, someone who knew what I was afraid of, and they were grinning. That's when I realized the mirrors weren't just reflecting us, they were collecting us. Every time you look, you leave behind a little piece. Every time you blink, every time you shift your gaze, a piece of you slides into the glass. And it's never just a reflection. It's you, your thoughts, your fears, your regrets. The pieces they leave behind don't just sit there, waiting to be forgotten. They grow, they feed, and eventually, they begin to call you back. The worst part is realizing they don't even need the mirrors anymore. That I was walking through a crowd one night, feeling the pull again. The familiar sense that something was watching, something was wrong. I passed a street light, and I saw the faces. People in the crowd were grinning, their eyes too wide. But they didn't stop. They just walked past, their reflections moving like shadows, slipping behind them, pulling at the fabric of reality itself. That I kept walking, but I could feel the mirrors pulling tighter. Now I'm here, but I'm not really here, am I? It's like a dream. Like I'm still trapped in that endless hallway, the crack in the world, the space between the glass and what's real. I can feel it pulling at me again. Can you feel it? Because I know you've seen it, too. That shimmer at the edge of your vision. That flicker in the corner of the mirror. The way the reflection looks a little too alive. And when you reach out to touch it, when you lean in just a little closer, it will reach back. And you'll know that you'll know what it feels like to be swallowed whole. The first time I crossed through, I thought it was a mistake. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be there. I didn't think it was real, just a bad dream. Like all the things we don't want to remember but can't ever forget. But then it didn't stop. It followed me, step by step, until it was part of me. There are places where the reflections stop being mirrors. They become doors. They become portals that I realized this in the very beginning. That moment when everything began to stretch. It felt like slipping into water that isn't just cold, but alive. You can't move. You can't breathe. You can't scream. There's no air in these places. There's nothing but a weight that pulls you in until your mind turns inside out. Until your thoughts start bleeding into each other like ink spilled into water. There are no walls down here. Only corridors of shifting glass. You can't see where the reflections end. And if you can't see them, you can't avoid them. That's the real danger of crossing through. They say when you look into a mirror long enough, you stop being who you were. But no one tells you what comes next. Once you're inside, you stop existing anywhere that's hard to explain. There's no one to talk to, no one to ask questions, no one to remind you that there was ever a world outside this place. It all fades. You stop needing it. You start to forget that you're waiting for something. For what? To return. No, that's the trick. There's no going back. This place wants you. It eats you, piece by piece. It takes your thoughts and your memories, feeding on them. It buries them under 1,000 other faces, 1,000 other lives. You become part of the glass, part of the room, part of something bigger than you could ever imagine. They call it the hollow. That it's a place where time doesn't exist. Not really. It's where you lose yourself so completely, the pieces of you that are left behind don't even know they were once you. There's only the hunger to fill the empty spaces, the hunger to become something that can speak again, the hunger to see the world through their eyes. And that's the thing that fascinates them, because it's not just about what the mirrors show you, it's about what they take. The first person I met there was a woman. She had my face. Well, at least that's what I thought at first. Her skin was smooth and pale, just like mine used to be. But her eyes? They were wide, wild, almost desperate. She didn't speak at first, just watched me. Her lips didn't move, but her reflection grinned at me. Too wide, too sharp. I thought I was imagining it, that it was some trick of the light. But then I saw the scar. A deep, jagged line running from her neck all the way down her chest. It wasn't a wound, it was an opening, like something had cut into her, but there was nothing beneath. Just dark, empty space. A hole where the world should be. She moved closer. She whispered my name. Come with me. I couldn't move. I could barely breathe. But I followed her. I didn't have a choice. There's no such thing as choice down here. And so we walked, our feet making no sound. Her voice echoed in my mind, but her mouth didn't open. It's safe here. Her reflection said, you can be whole again. I reached out, and when my fingers brushed her skin, it was cold. Not the kind of cold you feel in the dead of winter. No, this cold was alive. It was a shiver that made my spine twist. It was the kind of cold that doesn't let you go. I couldn't pull my hand back. I couldn't stop. Her reflection didn't stop smiling. Yes, I walked with her. I realized something. The other side of the glass doesn't care about who you were. It doesn't want your memory. It wants your soul. Everything you are. The way you think. The way you feel. The way you remember. It's all nothing more than a loose thread. And when they pull, you unravel, and they pull, over and over. It's not just you that gets swallowed, it's everything you were. Your past, your future, your present, every choice you ever made, every step you took, all of it blurs together. You lose yourself. And then they replace you. I woke up again, or at least I thought I did, but it wasn't real. It wasn't anything like the world I remembered. The walls were darker, the air heavier, the shadows longer, and there were more of us now. More faces, more bodies, more reflections. All walking, all moving in the same rhythm, trapped in a place they couldn't escape. We were the empty ones. I knew it then. Deep in my gut, we weren't just reflections, we were echoes of something else. We were the forgotten, the lost, the ones the mirrors had devoured. I keep walking through the endless halls, through the blackened glass. The world on the other side is slipping further away, but the echoes follow me. I hear them every time I breathe, every time I close my eyes. They know me. They speak to me in the voice that was mine, in the hands that once belonged to me. But I'm not me anymore. Not really. Because once they take enough, once they feed enough, you don't even recognize the echo you've become. And now I'm looking for the way out. I know there's a door somewhere. I know there's a way back. But every time I get close, the reflections stop me. They pull me deeper, and I can hear them whisper, "Come with us. It's safe here. You can be whole again." And maybe, just maybe this time I'll listen. It's strange how easy it is to forget you were ever someone else. The more I wander, the more I feel pieces of me slipping away. Things I used to care about, faces I used to know. All of it seems less important with each passing moment. Like I was never meant to remember, never meant to be anything but this. I tried once. To remember who I was. To focus on something real. A name, a place, a memory, anything. I reached out for that tether that connected me to the world I came from. But when I grasped for it, it just slipped through my fingers. Like sand. Like smoke. Gone before I even knew I had it. It's like everything that was once part of me has dissolved into the glass, the air, the shadows. I don't know where I end and the mirror world begins anymore. I don't know if there's even a difference between them and me. I can still hear them. The whispers, not just in the shadows now. Not just in the mirrors. They're in me. Inside my head, like a hum in my bones, a low and persistent thrum that follows me wherever I go. They know what I think. They know what I fear. They know what I want. Come deeper. You can be whole again. The voices are becoming clearer now. Louder. More urgent. They used to whisper from far away, from the corners of the hallways, the distant cracks in the glass. But now, they're right next to me. Sometimes I feel them right behind me, breathing down my neck, their cold breath mixing with mine. The thing is, they're not wrong. Not entirely. I could go deeper. I could let them take me completely. I could let go of whatever's left of the person I used to be. Because down here, in the hollow of the mirror world, it's easy to let go. It's easy to lose yourself. There's nothing to hold on to. No past. No future. Just endless corridors of empty. I see them sometimes. The ones who've lost themselves completely. They stand there in the reflections, their faces too smooth, too blank. Empty eyes staring at nothing. They don't move. They don't speak. They wait. That's what they want. The mirrors. They don't want you to fight. They don't want to destroy you, not in the way you think. They just want you to wait. Stop looking for an escape. Stop thinking that there's anything outside of them. There's a door in front of me now. I didn't see it at first. Not until it was already there, standing wide open, just beyond the last corner. And now, I can't stop looking at it. I don't know if I should go through, or if it's just another trap, a temptation meant to lure me into deeper darkness. It's not like the other doors. It doesn't feel like glass or mirrors. It feels real. It feels solid. For the first time in what feels like forever, I'm not afraid. And that's what terrifies me the most. I don't know how long I've been standing here, in front of this door. It feels like I've been here my entire life. But there's no time here, no way to measure it. It's like everything is suspended, like the world outside is frozen, and all that's left is me standing in front of a door that I know I have to open. But I can't bring myself to do it. There's a feeling that grips my chest when I look at it. A sensation like knowing something without knowing how. Like an old memory buried so deep in the back of my mind that when I try to reach for it, it slips away. But I can feel it. This door. It's important. I look back down the hallway at the shadows that stretch further and further into nothingness. The whispers grow louder, and I can hear them calling. It's time. Come inside. Let us make you whole again. I reach out. The handle is cold beneath my fingers, colder than anything I've ever touched. It feels like ice or stone. I don't know which. I turn it, and the door opens. Beyond it is a room I don't recognize, yet somehow I do. There's something so familiar about it, like I've been here before, in another time, another place. The walls are lined with mirrors, old ones. The kind you'd find in an antique shop, tarnished with age, the glass warped and cloudy. But they aren't just mirrors. They're doors. Doors to other places. Other versions of me. I step inside, and the air is thick. It presses against my skin, like the weight of 1,000 unspoken words. There are no shadows in here, no corners, just walls of reflective glass that bend and warp in ways I can't quite understand. And there, at the center of the room, I see it. A figure, a silhouette. At first, I think it's me, but when I look closer, I realize it's not. It's something else, something darker. Something that shouldn't exist. It smiles at me, not like a person smiles. It's something more predatory, something that's been waiting, watching, learning, and then it speaks. I've been waiting for you. The door slams shut behind me. I don't know if I'll ever leave, but I'm not sure I want to, not anymore. Because in this room, in this space, I can feel the pull of the mirror. I can feel it calling me. I can feel it becoming me. And now I know what the mirrors have always known. There's no escaping what's already inside. There's no running. There's only becoming. I can hear the echoes of your footsteps, faint but growing louder as you walk further into the room. There's no turning back. There's never been any turning back. That's the first truth you learn down here. In the place where reality bends and fractures like fragile glass, the mirrors aren't just reflections anymore. They're the reality. The edges blur until you can no longer tell which world you came from and which one is the true world. I don't know how much time has passed since I crossed through. I stopped counting after a while. The mirrors, the reflections, the endless whispers, they all started to fill the spaces between seconds. They exist beyond the constraints of time. Once you enter, there is only now. The whispers aren't just around me anymore. They're in me. The thing is, there's a hunger in the air here. Not the kind of hunger you feel in your stomach when you're empty and restless. This hunger feels like something older, something that's been waiting for an eternity. It pulls at the threads of who I was, slowly unraveling me, one piece at a time. I can feel it. Every single thread of my being tugged, stretched, ready to snap. They want everything, all of me, but not just the physical parts, the thoughts, the memories, the feelings I tried to leave behind. The echoes of who I was and what I once dreamed of. The reflections here don't just mirror your movements anymore. They follow you. They anticipate you. They've learned you better than you know yourself. I can hear their voices now, too, clearer than before. They speak through the reflections, through the glass that is no longer just glass. You can't hide anymore. You were always meant to come here. I try to look away from them, but there's no escaping. They're in the walls, in the floors, in the air itself. Every time I blink, every time I turn my head, the reflections move before I can see them. They watch, they wait, and they know exactly what I'll do next. I think I hear my own voice, faint and distant, whispering back to me in the silence. It's quiet now. The noise, the chaos, the panic, all of it is fading into the background as I walk deeper into the room. The figure at the center remains motionless, just staring at me with that impossibly wide grin. That cold, knowing grin. I know now. I know exactly what it is. It's me. But not really. Not in the way I think of myself. It's the part of me that's been trapped here all along, watching, waiting for me to come back. The part of me that was always meant to cross over. I take a step forward. The figure doesn't move, but I can feel its eyes, my eyes, on me. It doesn't need to say anything. I can feel it in my bones. It's the same feeling I had when I first opened the door, when I first stepped inside the room. That cold pressure, that heavy sense of inevitability. I reach out. And when I do, I can feel the air change. It feels like the glass is shifting beneath my fingertips. I touch the surface, and the mirror ripples under my hand. I look into it, and I see what's been hiding behind the reflection. It's not just me anymore. It's all of us. There are thousands of faces behind the glass. Thousands of people. But they aren't really people anymore. They are echoes, shadows, fragments of lives that were stolen and twisted into something else. Something more hollow, more empty. I can feel the weight of them pressing against me, pulling me down. I see faces I recognize, faces I've forgotten, faces that shouldn't be here. And they all stare back at me, silent, waiting, and somewhere, far in the distance, I hear the whisper again. That voice, that low, quiet hum. Welcome home. There's a shift in the air. It's like the whole room moves, bending, warping, as though it's breathing. The reflections behind the glass start to reach for me. Their hands stretch, slowly, impossibly long. Their eyes are wide, hollow, staring into the very core of who I am. I want to scream, but I can't. I can't even breathe. And then, one by one, the faces begin to melt into the walls, into the floor, into the very air itself. Their forms dissolve, merging with the glass, becoming part of the world I can no longer escape. I see myself among them, not in the reflection, not in the mirror, but as a part of the room, a part of the glass. I'm already here, already gone. It's been so long. I've almost forgotten what it's like to feel anything that isn't cold, but there's a strange warmth creeping into my chest now, something that feels almost like remembering. The sensation is faint, but it's there. I want to reach for it, to feel it, to hold on to something, anything. But then I realize something. The warmth I'm feeling isn't mine. It's the warmth of the reflection I've become. I've crossed over completely. There's no going back. Not for me. Not for anyone who crosses through. We're already part of the glass, part of the hollow, part of the endless mirrors that reflect not just who we are, but everything we were, and we will wait here forever. I don't know if you've realized it yet, but you've already stepped through. You've already crossed over. There's no escape. You're part of this world now too. You might not be able to see it yet. You might still be in your world, thinking you can go back. But if you look closely, if you look deep enough into the glass, you'll see me. You'll see us. And you'll know. You'll know that this place has already claimed you. It's just a matter of time before you become it. You'll remember. And then you'll join us. I see you. I see the way your hands tremble, the way your eyes flick nervously to the mirrors around you. There's a part of you, deep inside, that knows it's already too late. That soft, hesitant whisper in the back of your mind, the one that told you to turn back, to run, it's gone now. It's drowned out by the overwhelming hunger of this place. I've seen it in others before. The ones who came before you. They stood at the threshold just like you, eyes wide, hearts beating faster as they faced the unknown. They thought they could fight it, thought they could resist, but no one ever resists the mirrors. The reflections, the walls, they pull you in, piece by piece. You can't fight the hunger. You can't fight the mirrors. The room around you is growing darker now, or perhaps it was always dark, and I just never noticed it until now. It's hard to tell. There's a feeling in the air, a kind of pressure, as though the walls themselves are watching you. As though everything in this place is waiting for something to happen, for you to make the next move. And then you realize the mirrors around you aren't showing you yourself anymore. They're showing the others, the echoes of all the ones who've crossed through, the ones who came before you. They're standing there, behind the glass, staring at you with hollow eyes. Faces twisted, features wrong, like broken versions of people that no longer exist. They don't speak. They don't need to. Their presence alone is enough to choke the air out of your lungs. You start to move again, your feet slow and heavy, and the whispers follow you. They don't come from any one place. They're all around you, inside of you. At first, they're just faint, like a soft murmur that you can't quite understand. But then they grow louder, closer. They crawl under your skin. They burrow into your thoughts. You can't run. You can't escape. You're already one of us. The voice feels like it's everywhere. In the walls. In the glass. Inside your mind. I hear you struggling. Trying to breathe. Trying to fight. But you know what they say about the mirrors. You can't look away. Because when you look, you fall deeper. And the deeper you fall, the harder it becomes to climb back out. Something changes. A shift. The mirrors begin to move. At first, it's subtle, just a flicker, a ripple in the glass. But then it happens again, and again. The walls of the room start to stretch, to distort, as if the entire space is warping around you. Your reflection is no longer you. It's changing too. At first, it's just a small thing, a blink that seems a little too slow, a smile that stretches just a little too wide. But it's growing. It's becoming something else, something darker. You feel it, don't you? The change inside you. The way the reflection starts to grow, to consume you, until you don't recognize the face staring back at you. It's still yours, but not. It's twisted, fragmented, a distorted version of everything you were. The others, the ones who came before you, are starting to move now, too. Slowly at first, then faster. Their reflections are like shadows that reach out from the glass, pulling at you, calling to you. You can hear them whisper, but the words aren't clear. They're becoming part of the air, part of the world. And as you take another step, you realize the truth. You're not standing in a room anymore. You're standing inside a mirror. The reflection is the reality now. The real world, the one you came from, is a distant memory, an echo fading away. You try to scream, but there's no sound, no escape. You feel them now. The echoes, the faces pressing in from the glass. They're part of you, part of everything you once were. You can't separate yourself from them. You're all one now, part of this place, part of the hunger. And when you look into the mirror one last time, you understand. You've become one of them. You're not just a reflection. You're the one that waits. The glass around you is alive now. It shimmers, it ripples. It reaches out with invisible hands, pulling you deeper into the room. You don't fight it anymore. There's no point. You've already joined them. You feel it, don't you? The room, or what's left of it, begins to twist further. The mirrors stretch beyond their frames, expanding like the insides of an empty cavern. The reflections of the others, those hollow, broken souls who crossed over before you, start to merge with you. Not just in the mirrors, but in your mind, your very flesh. You feel the cold pull of them, the way they press against your thoughts, against your heart. It's as if your body itself is becoming the reflection, a distorted, fractured version of who you once were. At first, it's just a flicker, a sensation that's more like a thought than a feeling. But then it grows, like a slow burn at the edge of your awareness, spreading outward until you can't ignore it anymore. You feel them inside you. The echoes. The others, the ones who came before. And then you realize something horrible. You aren't you anymore. You never were. You've become them. You're not a visitor in this world. You're a part of it now. You've become one of the reflections, one of the shadows. The walls around you pulse now. The mirrors stretch and bend, distorting into shapes that make no sense, like something from a dream that's gone wrong. The air is thick, too thick to breathe, but you can't stop yourself from inhaling it. The glass shimmers with every movement you make, every breath you take. And all the while, the whispers are growing louder, not just around you, but inside you. You can never leave. You are the reflection now. You try to scream again, but no sound comes out. You're not sure if you're even capable of screaming anymore. The more you struggle, the tighter the grip becomes. Your body isn't yours anymore. It's part of the glass, part of the endless, writhing world of reflections that stretch beyond the horizon, beyond any sense of time or space. You've become a part of something much larger, much darker, and then you see it.at the very edge of the room, where the glass begins to melt into shadow. There's something new, something that wasn't there before. At first, it's just a shape, shifting and undulating, like something that doesn't belong in the world you once knew. But then it becomes clearer. It's you, but not the you remember. It's something twisted, something wrong. Your reflection, but stretched and contorted, like the image of a person pulled through a funhouse mirror, a grotesque version of the self you once were. And it's alive. It smiles at you. But it's not a smile of recognition. It's something darker, something far more ancient. The smile spreads wider, impossibly wide, as though its face can't contain the expression anymore. The eyes, those cold, glassy eyes, are locked onto yours, and you can feel them digging into your soul. You can feel it. We are all reflections here, it whispers. And you will never be free. Its voice sounds like your own, but it's distorted, like an echo of an echo, fading in and out of reality, slipping between worlds. It takes a step toward you, and you don't move. You can't. You're stuck in place, trapped between the reflection and the real world. But you're beginning to realize that there is no real world anymore. There's just this place. The place where reflections live, where broken souls wander, where time is lost. The thing you reaches out. Its fingers slide across the glass, and with each touch, the surface ripples, distorting the world further. You feel the glass bend, feel it shifting around you, pulling you closer to it. It's not just a mirror anymore. It's a portal, a gateway. And you know, deep down, that once you cross that threshold, you'll be lost to the world outside forever. But it's too late. You can't move. You don't want to move. You've already made your choice. You watch as the reflection steps closer, its shape now fully formed, its features becoming you again, but not in the way you once were. It smiles again, and this time, the smile isn't twisted, it's knowing, familiar. And then, without a sound, it steps through the glass, and you follow. You can feel it. The cold, the shudder. The world you thought you knew has already slipped away, and all that's left is this place. The mirrors, the glass, the shadows, and now you're a part of them. There's no way out. No more escape. The door has closed behind you, and all that's left is reflection. And as you stand there, looking into the mirror, you realize with a cold, sickening certainty, you're not just a shadow anymore. You've become one. The others, the reflections, are no longer just trapped in the glass. They are here. They walk beside you, move with you. They breathe the same air. And soon, you will wait in the mirrors too. There's no turning back. There never was. Welcome to the place where all things forgotten are remembered. Welcome to the reflections. Welcome to the endless waiting. And you will wait, just like the rest. Just like I did, until the next one arrives. The glass shudders around you. The sound is like a low hum, a vibrating pulse that fills the air, tightening with each second. You try to look away, but it's impossible. The reflections are everywhere, pressing against you, reaching out with their cold, dead eyes. They don't speak, but their presence is louder than anything you could ever say. You can feel their touch in your mind, in your thoughts. Come closer, the whispers echo, distorted, like they're coming from every direction. We've been waiting. Your heart beats faster now, your body frozen, caught between the pull of the reflection and the reality that feels so far away. The walls are bending again, the room shifting like it's alive, like it's breathing. There's no door, no exit. The mirrors are the only thing left. You reach out instinctively, fingers grazing the cold surface of the nearest reflection. The moment your skin touches it, a wave of cold rushes through your body and you're pulled in. You feel your bones, your skin, your very essence stretching as if they're being ripped apart, then reformed, twisted into something new. A laugh so hollow, so empty, it fills your chest and rattles your ribs. It's your own laugh, but it's wrong. So wrong. The reflection before you is you, but not you. It smiles at you, its mouth stretching impossibly wide, the teeth sharp and jagged. We are all one now, it whispers, and you can't tell if it's you saying it or if it's the reflection. Welcome home. You try to scream, but no sound comes out. There's no sound in this place. Only the weight of silence. The pressure of the mirrors, closing in, wrapping around you. And then it steps through. The reflection steps forward, reaching out, its hand brushing your arm. You feel the cold spread, creeping down your veins, numbing you from the inside out. Your reflection's face warps, contorts, twisting into a grotesque version of itself. The eyes are empty now, black voids, staring straight through you. We've waited for you, it says, but its voice is a million whispers layered over one another, becoming one unified hum. You can never leave. You try to move, but your body won't obey. The more you struggle, the more you feel yourself slipping. The more the reflection consumes you. The air is thick now, heavy with the weight of them. All of the reflections that have crossed before you. All of the broken pieces of who they were, now lost in the glass. And now, they've come for you. You try to run, but you can't. The mirrors surround you. They pulse with life. They bend and stretch, pulling you deeper into their world, until you're not sure which way is up, which way is down. You're no longer in a room. You're in the glass. You can feel it now. The cold, creeping deep into your chest. It's not just physical anymore. It's in your soul, in your mind. The whispers grow louder. The figures, the others, are everywhere, watching, waiting. There's no escape. Not anymore. There never was. The reflection reaches out once more. You feel its cold fingers brushing your skin, and then you fall. You fall through the glass, deeper, further into the darkness, and then you're standing in front of it. The reflection, the real reflection, and you know, with a sickening certainty, you've become one of them. You're no longer a visitor. You never were. You don't remember when it started. The time before the mirrors. The world that once existed beyond this place. It's all a blur now, fading away like the last remnants of a forgotten dream. Every breath you take feels heavier, like it's filled with the cold weight of the glass surrounding you. The whispers never stop. They're not just words anymore. They're thoughts intertwined with your own. Every reflection you pass seems to stretch, distorting into new shapes. You think you see yourself, but it's not you anymore. It's a twisted version, with hollow eyes that seem to follow you wherever you go. The reflections aren't just mirrors anymore. They've become windows, showing you fragments of lives you can't escape. You walk, but your feet don't make a sound. You don't feel the floor beneath you, and yet you move. The air around you is thick with something you can't place, an unsettling warmth that burns just beneath your skin. as if the mirrors are feeding on your very essence. You reach out to touch the closest reflection, and it shudders beneath your fingertips, rippling like water disturbed by a stone. You belong here, the voice whispers in your mind. You always have. The reflection moves, and then another, and another. You blink, and the room changes. No, it isn't a room anymore. It's everywhere. The walls, the ceiling, the floor, they've all become glass. Every angle, every corner reflects not just you, but the others, the ones who came before, the ones who are now lost inside. You try to speak, but your voice is swallowed by the emptiness. There is no sound. There is no escape. There is only the reflection, and then it happens. A sharp crack, like the sound of 1,000 mirrors breaking. You turn toward the source, heart pounding, but you don't see anything at first. Only the endless reflection stretching out in front of you, growing darker, more distorted with every passing second. But then the cracks begin to spread, slowly at first, then faster, like a spider web creeping across the surface of the glass. And from the cracks, they emerge. The others. They're not reflections anymore. Not just shadows trapped behind the glass. They are here. They are real. Their faces are warped, their features stretched beyond recognition, but their eyes, those eyes, are the same. Empty, hollow, like they are staring into a place you cannot see. A place where all of them have been lost. They start to walk toward you. Slowly at first, their movements jerky, unnatural, like broken marionettes. But then, with every step, they grow more fluid, more alive, and their faces, your face, they're all the same. You're starting to lose yourself, to merge with them, to become part of this world that has no beginning and no end. Come with us, they whisper, their voices now layered over each other, like a chorus of distant echoes. You'll never be alone. They stretch out their hands, fingers long and claw-like, reaching for you, pulling you into the mass of fractured, distorted faces that now surround you. You try to pull away, but it's too late. You feel yourself being drawn in, your body pulled toward them, your reflection merging with theirs. It's not just your body now. It's your memories, your thoughts, your fears. You can feel them slipping away, fading, merging with the cold glass. You are no longer yourself. You are part of them. You scream, but the sound is trapped inside you. The glass around you is closing in, pressing against your chest, your throat. You feel your skin shift, your bones bending, stretching. You are becoming a reflection, a shadow in the glass. You're no longer a person. You are a part of the mirror, a part of the reflection. The whispers grow louder. The voices are overwhelming now. You can't tell where your thoughts end and theirs begin. You try to scream again, but it's swallowed by the chorus of voices that now surrounds you. And then there's silence. It's not peaceful. It's suffocating. The silence wraps around you like a blanket made of glass, cold and crushing. You realize, with a sudden, horrifying clarity, that you are no longer lost in the reflection. You are the reflection. You've crossed the threshold. You've become one with the mirror, and now the others wait for you to join them. To wait in the glass. To wait for the next one who will cross over. They will never leave, and neither will you. You can feel the change now, more deeply than before. The cold doesn't just touch your skin, it sinks into your very bones. You're no longer walking, no longer moving. You're suspended, weightless, caught between the broken fragments of yourself and the endless stretch of glass around you. The others are still there, their faces distorted, their eyes vacant. But there's something different now. The silence that had suffocated you is gone, replaced by a screeching hum that vibrates through your chest, through your skull. The reflections around you start to shift. At first, they ripple, like the surface of a pond disturbed by an unseen wind. But then, the shapes grow more defined, more real. They're not trapped behind the glass anymore. They're here, standing in front of you, their hands reaching toward you, their mouths moving, but no sound escapes. Only the hum, growing louder, merging with the thrum of your heartbeat. You've joined us, one of them says, its voice low and guttural. The face is familiar, distorted, warped, but it's you in some way, some forgotten version of you. You've become the reflection. You try to speak, but your lips don't move. The reflection smiles at you, and its grin widens, impossibly wide, stretching across its face in a grotesque display. The others step forward now, crowding around you, their movements smooth and eerie, like they've always been here, waiting for you to join them. We are all one, they whisper in unison. Their voices weave together, a chorus of overlapping murmurs that make your head spin. No more pain, no more fear, no more waiting, only the reflection. It's suffocating now. The walls are closing in, the glass stretching, distorting into shapes that make no sense, shapes that crawl into your vision and twist the room into an endless labyrinth. You try to move, but your body is no longer yours to control. It's as though the glass has claimed you, has molded you into something new. You can still see yourself, but it's not the person you remember. It's a pale, empty shell, just another reflection among so many others. Point one of the figures steps closer, its eyes never leaving yours. It raises a hand, slow and deliberate, and touches your face. The cold of its fingers sends a shock through you, something sharp and electric, like your very soul is being pulled away. You want to scream, to run, but there's nowhere to go. The glass is everywhere. The reflections are everywhere. We were waiting for you, it says, its voice now layered with something darker, something ancient. You belong here now, in the glass, in the reflection, forever. It's then that you understand the truth. The reflections aren't just a part of this world. They are the world. The mirrors, the glass, the shadows, they are the fabric of existence here. And you've become part of it. You are no longer the one who watches. You are the one who waits. You reach for the reflection before you, your fingers brushing the cold surface of the glass. The moment you touch it, you feel the shift. It's as if the mirror is pulling you in, dragging you into a world that isn't quite real. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't feel like anything at all. But when you pull your hand back, the reflection follows, stretching with you, pulling at you, until the world itself seems to unravel. You'll never leave. The reflection whispers, "We are the mirror, and you are one of us now." The world around you bends, twists, until it's just glass, just reflections. You're them now. You are the one who waits, and the glass will never let you go. The whispers grow louder again, filling your mind, becoming the very air you breathe, and you realize, with a sickening certainty, that there is no escaping the reflection. There is no escaping the glass. There is only the hunger, the endless waiting, the never-ending pull of the mirror that you've become part of it. Part of the endless maze of reflections that stretch on forever, and now, there's no way out, there's only the mirror, forever. The glass is no longer just a barrier, it's part of you. It sinks into your flesh, pulls at your veins, twists your insides. You can feel it now, the cold creeping into your very being. It doesn't just touch your skin, it's inside, deep in your soul, in your blood. The reflections have become your world, and you've become theirs. Every movement you make feels slower, more sluggish, like your body is fighting against you. You try to take a step, but your feet don't touch the ground anymore. You're floating, suspended in the murky, infinite space of the glass. The reflections around you shift, moving with a rhythm you can't understand. They twist and stretch, morphing into grotesque shapes, but their eyes are always the same: empty, dark, waiting. You reach out again, your hand trembling, but it's not your hand anymore. It's like someone else's, pale and lifeless. The moment your fingers graze the surface of the glass, it ripples, warps, bending around you like a liquid. You pull back, but the glass follows, wrapping around your wrist, pulling you deeper into its cold embrace. You're becoming one of us, a voice whispers. It's familiar, yet distant, as though it's echoing from all directions at once. The voice doesn't belong to one of the reflections, but to something far older, something deeper. You are no longer a visitor here. You are the reflection. Your heart races. You try to fight it. You try to pull away, but it's useless. The mirror, the glass, they're all inside you now. You feel it. Feel the pull as though you're being torn between worlds. The world you once knew in this hollow, endless space of reflections, the world bends. No longer is it a room, a place with walls and floors. Now, it's a void, a realm of glass, stretching infinitely, bending back on itself in twisted angles. It's like you're inside the mirror now, not just looking at it, but living in it. The others, the reflections, they are here, too. No longer trapped behind the glass. They have stepped forward, their faces twisted and misshapen, their eyes hollow and searching. They move toward you slowly, their faces expressionless, but you can feel their eyes on you, pressing into your skin, into your thoughts. Their mouths move, but no words escape. It's as though they are speaking directly into your mind, into your soul. Join us, they whisper. You are no longer alone. You try to move, to scream, but nothing happens. Your mouth doesn't open. Your body doesn't obey. You're frozen, caught between being and nothingness. You are not just trapped in the mirror. You are becoming the reflection itself. Another one steps forward. This one is closer to you. Its features clearer, but it's still distorted. It reaches out, its hand trembling, just like yours. The moment its hand touches yours, you feel the cold spread through your chest, through your very soul. It's like something is being ripped from you. Your essence, your humanity, is slipping away piece by piece until there's nothing left. And then you hear it, a sound, a voice, but it's not your own. We were waiting for you. The voice is smooth, hollow. It's not just one voice. It's 1,000 voices speaking at once. They're all around you, inside you. You can't escape. You can't hide. They've been waiting for you, waiting for the moment when you would belong to them. And then you feel it. The final piece of yourself, the last shred of your being, slipping away. You are no longer who you were. You are a part of the reflection now. You are the shadow, the hollow image in the glass. You are the reflection, the others smile, your smile. It stretches across their faces like a mask, wide and cold, like something that has never known warmth. We are all one, they say in unison, and you realize you are them, that you've become part of the mirror, part of the reflection, part of the endless, hollow maze that stretches forever, a place where time doesn't exist, where only the glass remains. And now, you will wait. Wait for the next one to arrive. Wait for the next soul to cross over. And when they do, you will reach out to them. You will be the reflection forever. The cold wraps tighter around you, more suffocating with each passing second. The reflections have become something else entirely. They are no longer just faces in the glass. no longer merely the distorted shapes of yourself and the others that came before. They are alive, and they are changing. You thought you had merged with them. You thought you had become one with the reflection, but now you realize this is only the beginning. What you have become, what you are now, is something far more sinister than you could ever have imagined. It feels like you're drowning. The glass is no longer just a surface you can see through. It's pulling at you, pulling you in, its edges clawing at your very soul. The distortion is growing more pronounced with every second. Every new reflection is warped, twisted beyond recognition. The faces stretch, their mouths widening unnaturally, as though they are gasping for air, or maybe something more. You can never leave. One of the reflections says, its voice a rasp, hollow and tinged with despair. You are ours now. You belong to the glass. You try to scream again, but your voice has abandoned you. No sound comes, just the unbearable hum that fills the space, reverberating through your skull. The reflections move around you like shadows in the periphery of your vision. Their eyes, your eyes, are wide, empty, dark, and they stare into the very core of your being, stripping you of everything that once made you you. They reach out for you, their fingers elongated, too thin, like they don't belong to human hands anymore. They want you. They want to pull you further, deeper, into this nightmare of glass. You try to resist, but you can feel the pull of the mirror, a magnetic force that sucks at your body, at your mind. You're being torn between worlds. This world, where you are a mere shadow, and the world that exists beyond the glass. You remember it, though faintly. The sunlight, the warmth, the sound of wind. But the more you struggle, the more you feel that world slipping away. Join us, they whisper, 1,000 voices merging into one, their tones smooth and venomous. You are one with the reflection now. You will always be with us. You want to scream, to fight, but your limbs feel like they belong to someone else. You try to move, but everything is slowed. Your fingers tremble. Your arms feel as if they are weighted down by chains of cold glass. The others are moving around you now, swirling like a fog of twisting shapes and distorted faces. And then, something changes. The glass begins to shift, warp, and bend. It's as if the very walls themselves are alive, breathing, pulsating. You can hear the cracks now, faint at first, but then louder, as though the mirrors themselves are fracturing. The reflections shudder violently, their faces twitching in odd, jerky movements. The glass seems to liquefy, rippling in waves, like water disturbed by an unseen force. And then they appear, not the reflections of you, not the ones you saw before, but something else, something darker, something worse. They are not human. Their limbs are too long, too thin, their bodies twisted in ways that don't obey the laws of nature. Their faces are blank slates, stretched and smooth, with no features, no eyes, no nose, no mouth. Just smooth, pale skin that seems to absorb all light, drawing it into the nothingness that lies beneath. They move silently, floating above the ground, their bodies flickering in and out of existence like broken static on a screen. They come toward you. You try to back away, but you can't. The glass holds you in place, locking you in, trapping you in this world that is no longer your own. You feel your heartbeat pounding in your chest, your blood rushing in your ears, but it's all fading. Everything is fading, slipping through your fingers like sand. And then, one of them reaches out. Its hand is cold, colder than anything you've ever felt. The touch feels like ice, like death itself. It wraps around your wrist, and you feel the pull. It's not physical, it's mental, something that digs into your mind, pulling at your very thoughts, stripping you of who you are. You try to scream, but nothing comes. You're losing yourself. You can feel it, like a thread being cut, like a tether snapping. The reflection, the one that once was you, becomes blurry, hazy, like an old photograph that's been left in the sun too long. It's fading. You're fading. You are becoming part of us. The creature whispers, its voice like dry leaves in the wind. There is no escape. The room around you twists again, and you are no longer standing in any space you recognize. The mirrors, no, the glass, has stretched. It has transformed. It is no longer a room. It is a void. A place where time doesn't exist, where nothing is real, where everything is just a reflection of what once was. You can feel the weight of it. The weight of your soul being pulled into the glass, being absorbed by it, like a drop of water sinking into the ocean. You're losing yourself. You're being consumed. And then, suddenly, everything stops. The reflections stand still. The creatures stop moving. The glass freezes in midair, suspended, its surface smooth and untouched. There is a stillness, a calm, and you feel something strange. Hope, but it's fleeting because you realize, in that brief moment of silence, that there is no hope here. No escape. No salvation. You are not alone in this place. You are never alone. The reflections are with you now, and the creatures, the ones who were once shadows in the glass, they are waiting. They are always waiting. The mirror does not let go. It is forever, and so are you. You have become one with the reflection, and you will always be here. I in the glass, in the mirror, forever. The air is thick, almost suffocating now, and it presses in on you from all sides, forcing you to stay still. You feel the weight of your thoughts, too heavy to carry, and yet they press in relentlessly, each one twisting and stretching as though they no longer belong to you. You try to remember what it was like before this, before the glass, before the endless stretch of mirrors, but it feels like a distant memory, something out of reach, fading with each passing moment. You are no longer sure where you end, and the reflection begins. The stillness around you deepens. You can hear your breath soft, shallow, and the echoes of your own thoughts seem to be amplified, reverberating inside the glass. There's a strange pressure building inside you, something sharp, like the moment before a storm breaks. You try to shake it off, but you can't. You feel like you're being pulled deeper into the void of glass, farther from the world you once knew. And then, the reflections move again. At first, it's just a flicker, something you barely catch out of the corner of your eye. But then, it becomes more distinct, more real. They're watching you. The others, the reflections that have always been there, have now gathered closer, forming a circle around you. You try to focus on their faces, but they are always shifting, never still. They are like fluid, like shadows that warp and ripple with each movement. One moment, they look like you, your face, but distorted, hollow, and stretched beyond recognition. The next moment, there's someone else, someone you don't know, but you feel a gnawing sense of familiarity. They are you. They are everyone. They are no one. In their eyes, your eyes follow every movement you make. They are like black voids, endless and hollow, and they pierce through you, deeper than the glass could ever hope to reach. They're looking at you with something more than curiosity, something darker, something that feels like hunger, and suddenly, there is no air. It's as if the very atmosphere of the glass has been drained away, leaving you gasping for breath that you cannot find. You feel the world tilting, shifting, like you are no longer standing on solid ground, but falling through an endless expanse of mirrors. The walls close in, but they are not walls anymore. They are reflections, rippling, bending, growing, until you can no longer distinguish between where the floor ends and where the ceiling begins. You are trapped in an ever-shifting labyrinth of glass, each step forward taking you nowhere. You want to scream, but the sound is swallowed by the hum, that unrelenting hum that fills the space, vibrating through your chest, your bones, your very soul. It doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter what you do. You cannot escape. The reflections close in, their faces becoming clearer now. They are not just hollow shells anymore. They are expressions of pain, of loss, of longing. Their mouths stretch wide in unnatural grins, but there is nothing in their eyes but emptiness. Their fingers reach for you, curling like claws, their hands cold and clammy, as if they are trying to pull you deeper into their world. You try to run. You try to break free. But the glass bends around you, twisting and warping, pulling you into its embrace. You can feel it inside you now, its cold grip, its unyielding force. It is not just a reflection anymore. It is you. It is your very essence, your soul, consumed and melded into this void of glass. The figures are speaking to you now, not with words, but with thoughts. You are one of us now. It's a whisper, but it fills your mind like the thought is not your own. You can never leave. You can never escape. You are the reflection. You are the mirror. You try to focus, to fight it, but it's useless. You are nothing now, nothing but a shadow in this glass. You are part of the reflection. You have always been part of it. And you realize, in that terrible moment, that you always will be. The air grows colder. The hum intensifies. It becomes a roar, deafening, filling every part of you until you think your mind might shatter from the pressure. You can feel your body, or what's left of it, beginning to change. The glass pulls at your skin, your bones, as though it's reshaping you, molding you into something else, something other. You are becoming a reflection. You try to scream again, but no sound comes. Your voice is lost, swallowed by the glass, absorbed into the emptiness. The reflections around you grow louder, more frantic. They are no longer just watching you. They are you, and you are them. Their eyes are the same as yours. Their faces are the same as yours. But it's wrong. It's all wrong. Point one of them steps forward. It's your face, but twisted, its smile too wide, too sharp, like something that was never meant to be. We've been waiting for you, it whispers, and its voice echoes in your mind. You belong here now. You are no longer you. You reach out. You want to touch it, to feel something solid, something real. But the moment your hand touches the reflection, it shatters. The glass breaks apart in 1,000 shards, but instead of falling, they hover, suspended in the air. They swirl around you, cutting into your skin, embedding themselves into your body. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't feel at all. But you know, deep down, that they are changing you. You are becoming part of this, part of the glass, part of the reflection. The shards begin to merge together, reforming the surface of the mirror. But it's not a mirror anymore. It's a wall of glass, a wall that bends and twists, pulling everything into it, distorting the world around you until there is nothing left but the reflection. And then you see it, the reflection of yourself, standing in front of you. But it's not you. It's something else, something darker. Its eyes are hollow, like deep pits, and its smile is wrong, stretching far too wide. Its skin is pale, cracked, like glass, and its fingers are elongated and sharp. It reaches out for you. And you understand. You are no longer yourself. You are nothing. You are everything. You are the reflection, and the reflection is you. The reflection stands before you, its eyes dark and hollow, like endless voids, sucking away every trace of who you once were. It is you, But it is not. It is something worse, something wrong. You try to move, but your body doesn't respond the way it should. Your limbs feel stiff, like they belong to someone else, like you're trapped in a foreign vessel. You want to scream, to fight, but the very air around you feels thick and cold, pressing down on your chest, stifling your breath. Every movement feels like a struggle against a force that is stronger than you could ever hope to overcome. And the reflection, it watches you. It doesn't move. It doesn't blink. It simply stands there, its distorted smile stretching wider, wider, as if it is savoring your fear, savoring your confusion. It is you, but it's not. It is the version of you that never existed, the one that was never meant to be. You reach for it, your fingers trembling, wanting to touch something, to connect with the broken image in front of you. But as your hand nears the surface of the glass, it ripples like water disturbed by a stone. The surface quivers, trembles, and suddenly, the reflection moves, not like you would expect, but in jerky, violent movements. It stretches, elongates, twisting, becoming more grotesque with each passing second. You try to step back, but your feet are glued to the ground. The glass has taken root in you, burrowing itself deeper into your very being. It's a part of you now. You can feel it. The mirror knows you, understands you in a way no one else ever could, and then it speaks. You cannot escape. Its voice is a low, hollow whisper that sends a chill down your spine. It's not just a voice, it's a presence, a force that resonates within you, that fills your mind, drowning out all other thoughts, leaving nothing but the echo of its command. You belong to the mirror now. The words are final, absolute. The truth of them settles over you like a suffocating blanket. You are no longer just trapped in the glass. You are becoming it. You are becoming part of the reflection, part of the void, part of the nothingness that resides within this cursed place. You try to move again, but your body feels heavy, like you're wading through molasses. The glass pulls at you, stretching and distorting your form, warping it until you can no longer tell where your body ends and the mirror begins. And then, the other reflections start to speak. At first, it's just one, a whisper in your ear. But soon, more join in. A cacophony of voices, all speaking at once, all chanting the same words over and over. You are one of us. You are a reflection. You cannot leave. The words swirl around you, louder and louder, until they are all you can hear. You can feel them inside your mind, worming their way into your thoughts, twisting your reality. You no longer know if the voices are coming from the reflections or from within you. It doesn't matter. They are everywhere. You are surrounded. Suddenly, the glass around you cracks. It's subtle at first, a thin line appearing, barely noticeable, but then it spreads, like a web of veins running through the surface. The crack widens, the glass shuddering as if it is alive, as if it's waking up, and you feel a rush of cold air fill the space around you. But this isn't an escape. No, this is something worse. The reflections begin to break. The once still images of yourself, your face, your body shatter into pieces, fragments that scatter, flying through the air like shards of broken glass. Each piece that falls lands at your feet, a jagged reflection of yourself, twisted and distorted, some faces smiling, others screaming in silent agony. They are you, but they are also something else, something darker, something otherworldly. The air is thick with the sound of shattering glass, the echoes reverberating through the void, and you realize, with a sinking feeling, that you are being consumed. The reflections are pulling you in, each shard of glass biting into your skin, melting into your body, pulling you deeper into the void of the mirror. You try to pull away, but it's impossible. The glass is you now. Your hands are no longer your own. Your fingers are elongated, cracked, as if they've been fused with the mirror itself. Your reflection, the one that once was yours, is no longer just a reflection. It is you, but it's not. It's a thing of glass and shadow, of distorted features and endless darkness. The other reflections begin to move again, jerking toward you in unnatural, violent motions. They are coming for you. They are coming to claim you, to drag you into the mirror with them, to make you one of them. You can't escape. You can't run. You belong to us now, they whisper, their voices like an army of ghosts, haunting your very soul. The shards of glass dig deeper, cutting into your flesh, into your very essence. You try to scream, but no sound escapes your lips. You are trapped in this nightmare, surrounded by pieces of yourself, by them, by the mirror, and as the last shard of glass sinks into your chest, you realize with a terrifying clarity, you are no longer human. You are nothing but a reflection, a shadow in the glass, and you will never escape. You can feel the last remnants of your humanity slipping away. It's as though your very soul is being peeled from you, one fragment at a time. Each shard of glass, each twisted reflection, sinks deeper into your being, merging with you, reshaping you into something unrecognizable. Your body no longer responds to your commands. It is as though you've become an empty vessel, a puppet controlled by the will of the mirror. The world around you warps again, the glass stretching and bending in ways it never should. It is no longer confined to the edges of the room. It is everything now, an endless, vast expanse of fractured reflections. There are no walls. There are no boundaries. There is only the void and the reflections that now surround you. But they are not just watching you anymore. They are moving. They are coming toward you, slowly at first, their eyes locked on yours. Their twisted, contorted faces are eerily still, too still, as though they are waiting for something, waiting for you to become like them, waiting for you to complete the transformation. The air is thick with a cold, suffocating pressure, and the hum that fills the void is louder now, a constant, maddening sound that pulses in your chest. It feels like your heart is beating to the rhythm of the glass, each thrum echoing through your bones, pulling you closer to the inevitable point one by one. The reflections reach out for you. Their hands, sharp and cold, wrap around your limbs, their fingers digging into your flesh like claws, leaving behind a trail of glass and blood. They're pulling you toward them, dragging you into their world, into the mirror where time doesn't exist, where there is no escape. The edges of your vision blur, the space around you distorting and flickering. The reflections are no longer just shadows. They have substance now, their forms solidifying, growing more real, more present. And then it happens. With a violent snap, the final piece of you, the last shred of your identity, is consumed by the mirror. The glass absorbs you completely, pulling you into its depths until there is nothing left but the endless, suffocating blackness. For a moment, everything is still, silent, and then you hear it, the sound of your own voice, but it's not your own anymore. It's a hollow, echoing version of you, stretched and distorted beyond recognition. We are one. You try to scream, but it's not your scream. It's the scream of 1,000 reflections, all melded together, all twisting and merging into a singular, tortured cry. You can feel them now. Them, the others, the countless souls that have been swallowed by the glass before you. They are with you, inside you, part of you. And together, you are something more, something other. There is no room for individuality here. There is no room for escape. There is only the endless cycle of reflection, of existence, and of being trapped. You no longer exist as you once did. You are a part of the mirror now, a part of the never-ending void, a shadow that can never leave. We are the reflection. The voice, your voice, whispers again, louder now, reverberating in your mind. And as you float in the cold, dark expanse, you realize the terrible truth. You are both the reflection and the one who is reflected. You are the glass, and the glass is you. There is no difference. You are part of something far larger than yourself, something far older, something that has always existed in the dark corners of the world, waiting for those who are foolish enough to come too close. But now, you understand. You can never leave. You can never escape. You will never be free. The reflection has claimed you, and you are now one with the mirror, forever trapped in the endless cycle of shattered glass and distorted images. And as the void consumes you, you realize, with a terrible certainty, there are no reflections left to break. There is nothing left to shatter. Only the mirror. Only the void. And you, forever. The silence is deafening, pressing down on you with the weight of 1,000 unseen hands. It is not just a silence that fills the space, it closes in on you, like an iron vise squeezing every breath from your lungs, every thought from your mind. You don't know how long you've been here, floating in the cold emptiness of the mirror's grasp. Time has ceased to exist. There is no past, no future, only the eternal present of shattered glass and endless reflections. But even in the silence, you feel the presence of someone. The whispers have stopped, but the feeling of eyes, countless eyes, watching you, remains. It's as though the reflections are waiting for something to happen, waiting for you to become something more. And then it begins. At first. It's subtle, a flicker at the edge of your vision, a movement just beyond the reach of your awareness. You try to focus, but it vanishes before you can fully comprehend it. Your pulse quickens, your heart beating faster as the sensation grows stronger. The glass around you shivers, a ripple running through its surface, distorting the space once more. The very air vibrates with the hum, the unrelenting hum that seems to resonate from every shard of glass, every broken piece of yourself. And then you see it. A shape, dark, fleeting, just a blur at first, but as it grows nearer, it becomes clearer. A figure, standing in the distance, shrouded in shadow. You can't make out its features, but you feel it, deep within you. It is alive. It is something else, something that doesn't belong in this world of mirrors. It's watching you. It's always been watching you. The figure steps forward, its movement slow, deliberate. Each step echoes in the silence, but the sound is wrong, distorted, like a footstep taken in a place where sound has no meaning. With every movement, the glass around it warps and distorts, bending unnaturally, as though it is trying to escape its grasp, trying to pull away from the being that is drawing closer. You try to look away, to turn, to move, but your body won't respond. It's like you're glued to the spot, trapped in this void, forced to witness whatever horror is about to unfold. The figure is close now, and you can feel its presence press against you, like a heavy weight on your chest. It stops just a few feet away, and for the first time, you see it clearly. It is you, but not you, not the you that you once were. This version of you is different. Its skin is cracked and shattered, like broken glass. Its eyes, your eyes, are hollow, empty, devoid of any life. Its mouth is stretched into a smile that is far too wide, its teeth sharp and jagged, gleaming in the cold, unnatural light of the mirror. Its hands are gnarled, twisted, like they have been slowly warped by the reflection itself, deformed beyond recognition. And it's smiling at you, not in a comforting way, not in a way that reassures you that everything is going to be okay. No, this smile is hungry. It is evil, and as the figure reaches out, its fingers curling toward you. You realize what it is. It is the mirror. It is the reflection. It has become something more, something that has transcended the limits of the glass. It is not a mere image anymore. It is alive. The air grows colder, and you feel the temperature drop to an unbearable chill. The reflection leans closer, its breath cold against your skin. You can hear the faint whisper of its voice, but it's not a voice. It's a presence, a feeling that seeps into your mind, into your very being. We are one now. The words curl around you, sinking deep into your thoughts, wrapping around your consciousness like a vine, pulling you closer, closer to the glass. You can't escape it. You can't fight it. The reflection is not just an image of you, it is you. It is the part of you that has been trapped, the part of you that has been shattered and broken, now free. The figure reaches out, its fingers brushing against your cheek, cold and unyielding. It feels like ice, like death itself, seeping into your very skin, creeping into your bones. You want to pull away, to break free, but you can't. Your body is not your own anymore. You are a part of this reflection, and the reflection is a part of you. The figure smiles again, its jagged teeth gleaming in the dim light, and you feel a terrible weight in your chest. It's as if the glass is pulling you deeper, pulling you into the endless void of the mirror. And then it speaks again, its voice now clear, cold, and final. You are not meant to leave. It's not a warning. It's a command. And as the reflection's hand closes around you, you realize with horrifying clarity, you are no longer part of the world you once knew. You are no longer human. You are a shadow, a fragment of glass, trapped in an endless cycle, lost in the never-ending depths of the mirror. The figure leans closer, its face inches from yours, and you can feel the icy chill of its presence suffocating you, filling you completely. And then, with one final, violent motion, it pulls you into the glass, into the endless, suffocating void, forever. The moment the figure's grip tightens around you, you feel everything snap. The world disappears in an instant, replaced by an all-consuming darkness that seems to swallow you whole. It isn't just the black void of the mirror anymore. It's something else, something deeper, more suffocating. For a brief second, you're weightless, floating, as if time has been ripped away entirely. Then, like a deep breath after an eternity of drowning, you are thrust back into the reality of the glass. But this place, the space you are now in, feels entirely different. It's not like the room you were once in, and it's not like the mirror's endless reflections. This is a realm of nothingness, where the only thing that exists is the glass itself. The air is so thin it feels like it has been pulled out of your lungs. Your chest tightens with the pressure, and for a moment, you feel as though you are suffocating in a void where no light can touch. Every breath you take comes in jagged, shallow gasps, as though your lungs themselves are failing you. And yet, the glass is all around you. Everywhere. It warps and bends in impossible ways, twisting into shapes that defy logic, that break the rules of what you know about space and time. The reflection of yourself, twisted and contorted, moves in sync with your every action, yet it's not you. It never was. It's a fragment of the you that could have been, a reflection of what remains after everything has been broken, shattered. It's not just your face staring back at you anymore. The reflection is filled with others, hundreds, thousands, maybe millions. Countless faces, all of them vaguely familiar, all of them you in some twisted form. Some are smiling, others are crying. Some are screaming, their mouths stretching wide in silent terror. Some are still, frozen in place like statues, their eyes wide and empty. Each face is distorted by the glass, the edges of their features warped beyond recognition, leaving only vague outlines of their true selves. And they're all staring at you. You try to speak, to cry out, but your voice is lost in the glass. It doesn't make a sound. Instead, the figure that first dragged you into this void, the reflection that pulled you deeper, appears before you again. It stands still for a moment, its glassy skin shimmering in the dark void, its hollow eyes fixed on you. The smile that stretches across its face is unbearable, twisted into a grotesque shape that isn't human at all. "You belong to us now," the figure whispers, its voice sharp and piercing, scraping against your mind. It's not just speaking anymore. It's transmitting thoughts, filling your head with images of things you can't comprehend, things that belong to the glass, things that are part of the reflection, part of this place. As the figure steps forward, the reflection of your own face shifts with it, following its every movement as though it's tethered to it. And you begin to feel it, feel the connection between you and that other, that twisted form of yourself. You feel the glass pulling at your skin, sinking into your flesh, as though it is becoming part of you. The sensation is sickening, cold and sharp, as if the glass is tearing you apart from the inside, fraying the very essence of your soul. You want to scream, but it's not your voice anymore. The scream comes from the reflections around you, hundreds of voices echoing in perfect unison, their screams high-pitched, desperate, a chorus of agony that fills your mind and distorts the very fabric of reality. You clutch your head, trying to block out the noise, but it's impossible. The glass doesn't just reflect, it absorbs. It takes everything and gives nothing in return. "You are part of us now," the figure repeats, its voice like 1,000 broken whispers, each word cutting into your thoughts like shards of glass. There is no escaping, no leaving. The ground beneath you trembles, shifting with an eerie, unnatural rhythm. You feel it before you see it. The reflections, all around you, begin to move. Not just in the distorted, jerky way they once did, but now they are alive. They are reaching out to you, crawling toward you with desperate hunger, their twisted hands extending from the surface of the glass as though they want to drag you in, to consume you, just as the figure before you consumed everything you were. They are no longer just reflections. They are something else. They are parts of you, parts of those who have fallen before you, parts of those who have been consumed by the glass. And they want you. They need you. You try to pull away, but your limbs refuse to obey. You can't run. You can't hide. The reflections swarm around you, their hands grabbing at your body, pulling at your skin, at your soul, as though they want to drag you into the glass and make you one of them. You can feel it, feel them tearing at you, ripping away the last remnants of what you once were. They are pulling you into the mirror, into the endless void of glass where there is no escape, no future, only the reflection. And then, just when you think you can't take it anymore, when the world around you is consumed by the reflections, something shifts. A sudden crack, sharp and piercing, splits the air, splitting through the cacophony of voices. It's the sound of something breaking, something real. The glass around you shatters, the echoes of the breaking fragments reverberating through your entire being. The reflections freeze, and for a brief moment, everything is still. The endless swarm of images, the hunger, the terror, they all stop. In the stillness, you hear something else. A low, rumbling growl. It's not the voice of the reflection anymore. It's something deeper, something older. You turn, your body moving against your will, and you see it. The true source of the darkness. It's not a reflection anymore. It's something that's been here all along. The glass. The mirror. It's alive. It has always been alive. And now it is hungry. It is coming for you. The growl grows louder, a deep, guttural sound that resonates through the very marrow of your bones. It is the sound of something ancient, something that has slumbered for eons, and now it stirs. It is not just the mirror that's alive. The mirror is a gateway, a prison for something far worse. something that is fed on those who were foolish enough to look too deeply into its depths. You can feel it, its presence, pressing against your very soul. It is reaching for you, pulling at your thoughts, at your very existence. The glass trembles violently, as if it is struggling to contain this ancient force, to keep it trapped within the confines of its reflection. But it's breaking. It's fracturing. The glass cannot hold what has been awakened. The air around you becomes thick, suffocating, like the weight of an impending storm. You feel the temperature drop, plummeting into a freezing cold that claws at your skin, making your body tremble uncontrollably. But the cold isn't the worst part. It's the presence, the oppressive, suffocating force that wraps itself around you, squeezing the breath from your lungs. And then, you see it that a shape begins to form in the shattered glass. Something huge and twisted, something wrong. It's not human. It never was. Its body is like a mass of liquid shadow, coiling and undulating, with eyes that flicker like dying stars, gleaming with a hunger that chills you to your core. Its hands are elongated, impossibly long, with fingers that end in sharp, jagged claws that scrape across the glass, sending a screeching, bone-chilling sound through the void that IT steps forward, its form shifting, warping like smoke caught in a gust of wind. It moves effortlessly through the shattered pieces of glass, as if the fragments don't even exist. Every time it takes a step, the glass ripples, distorting, warping the space around it. It is a creature of the mirror, born from its depths, fed by the reflections of those who have come before you. You try to move, to run, but your body is frozen in place. The glass is holding you, binding you. You cannot escape. You cannot breathe. You are trapped in the mirror's grasp, and this creature, it sees you, its eyes, those black, endless pits, fixate on you, and you feel the weight of its gaze, cold and unrelenting, pressing into your very soul. A voice echoes inside your head, a voice that is not a voice, but a presence, a feeling. You are mine. The words reverberate through your mind, distorting your thoughts, blurring the line between what is real and what is part of the reflection. You can feel it tugging at you, pulling you into its depths, into the void where the glass and the creature exist as one. It is drawing you closer, inch by inch, until the distance between you is almost nothing. The glass around you begins to breathe. It shifts and expands, its surface rippling like water disturbed by a stone. It is no longer just a barrier. It is a living, breathing thing, a prison that was never meant to hold what is coming. The creature lunges forward, its claws stretching toward you, its mouth opening wide, revealing rows of jagged teeth that glint in the dim, unnatural light. You try to scream, but it's no use. The sound is swallowed by the glass, lost in the infinite void where only the creature's presence exists. It's too late. The reflections are gone. They have all been consumed, and now it is your turn. With a violent, jarring motion, the creature grabs hold of you. Its claws sink deep into your skin, tearing through flesh like paper, its grip relentless, as if it is pulling you apart, piece by piece. The pain is unbearable. It feels as though your very essence is being ripped from your body, torn away by the hunger of the creature. But as you are dragged deeper into the glass, something changes. You begin to lose yourself, to slip away from the pain, from the fear. The glass, the reflections, the creature, they are all becoming one with you. You are becoming one with them. Your body is no longer your own. Your mind, your soul, are being absorbed, consumed, until there is nothing left but the mirror and the thing that has always lurked behind it. You are not just a reflection. You are not just a victim. You are the mirror. You are the creature's new vessel, its new form. You feel it now, the power surging through you, filling you with an unnatural hunger. You are part of it. You are part of the void. And as you are pulled further into the darkness, your last thought, the only thought that remains, is, there is no escape. The glass has claimed you. It has taken everything, and now you are part of it. Forever, the mirror swallows you whole, and the creature inside it stirs. It is awake now, and it will never be alone again. Silence. The emptiness is complete now, deeper than you ever thought possible. You can't tell if your eyes are open or closed because there's no distinction, no boundary between the darkness and your own existence. The sense of time, of self, has disappeared, as though you've been erased from every plane of reality. You don't know if you're still breathing or if you ever did. The hunger inside you isn't even your own anymore. It's something far older, far more insidious, coursing through your being like a slow poison. But then, slowly, so slowly it feels like an eternity, a sound begins to break through the silence. It's faint, almost imperceptible, like a crack in the stillness. It's a soft thump, like a distant heartbeat, followed by another, then another, growing louder, rhythmic, as if something is moving. But it's not you. You can't move, that it's the creature. The emptiness, it's growing. The space around you shifts, a subtle distortion in the air that you can barely feel but can't ignore. You hear something that you can't quite place, a scraping sound, like nails dragging against glass. It's getting closer, closer, until you feel a tremor deep in your chest. And then a low growl echoes in the distance. It's not like before, that it's different now. The creature, that ancient shadow that once consumed you, is evolving. It's not just made of darkness and hunger anymore. It's changing, becoming something more than you ever could have imagined. It no longer needs to consume. It has become the mirror itself. It is now a presence that fills the void, not just a reflection of what was once here. It is the source. It is the gate. It is everything. Suddenly, there's a ripple in the blackness. The faint flicker of light appears in the distance, just beyond your reach. You can't tell what it is at first. It's too far, too faint. But then it grows brighter, more distinct. A figure, or something that might be a figure. It's difficult to focus. The mirror, the creature, warps everything, twists it out of shape. You can't trust what you see, but the figure gets closer. It's tall, unnaturally tall, and it moves with a slow, deliberate grace. The light it emits is cold, sterile, like a flickering, dying flame. You can't tell if it's truly alive, or if it's just another reflection, another shadow, born from the depths of the creature's dark heart. The figure stops before you, its outline growing sharper, clearer. For a moment, you think you see yourself in it, your own reflection. But no, this is no longer you. This is something else, something that was once a part of you, now twisted beyond recognition. The face of the figure shifts, blurs, and reshapes into countless others. Every reflection that the mirror has ever consumed. You see those who came before you, their faces stretched and deformed, their eyes wide with terror. But then the face is yours again, as though it can no longer separate you from the thing that you have become. The figure speaks, but the words don't come through the air. They're inside your head, lodged deep within your thoughts, sharp and jarring. You will never leave. You never were meant to. The voice reverberates, as though the mirror itself is speaking through it. You can feel it. The words are not just a warning. They are a command, a binding force that keeps you trapped, tethered to this realm of glass and shadow. The figure reaches out toward you with elongated, fractured fingers, its touch icy cold. You try to move, but you cannot. The glass, the creature, it has claimed your body, your mind, everything you were. There is no escape. There is only the mirror now, and its endless hunger. The figure steps closer, the darkness of its presence pressing against you, suffocating you. You can feel it, as it draws you in, not with force, but with an inevitable pull, as if you are becoming part of it. Your body begins to distort, as though your very shape is being eaten away by the consuming void, your form melting, stretching, merging with the shadow, until you are no longer solid. You are nothing but a reflection, a ripple in the glass, forever caught between worlds. You try to scream, but it is swallowed by the void. The figure is no longer a shape you can comprehend. It is everything. The glass is everything. You are nothing but a part of it now. And then, just as your last flicker of consciousness begins to fade away, you hear the final whisper of the mirror, the voice that has been with you all along. We are all reflections. And now, you are ours. Forever. The darkness consumes you entirely, and the mirror, with all its whispers, continues to watch. The darkness feels infinite, but it is not empty. It pulsates as though it has a heartbeat, a rhythm that beats not in the chest, but in the very fabric of the void itself. The weight of the silence presses down on you, heavier than it has ever been before. You can't feel your body anymore. You're not sure if you ever had one. You are no longer a person, not a reflection, not even a soul, but there is something else, something watching. You can feel its eyes on you. Its presence is so vast, so all-encompassing, that it fills every inch of the void. It is the creature, but not the one you knew. It has grown. It has evolved. It is not merely a reflection of hunger and darkness anymore. It is the source. The mirror is now alive with it. It is a living, breathing thing, an ancient being that has fed on every soul that has ever come near, every soul that has stared too long into its depths. And now, it is not just consuming that it is creating. You feel a sudden shift in the air. The oppressive stillness is broken, a disturbance rippling through the blackness. It's as if the space itself is breathing again, but this time, there's something more. Something shifting, forming, coming to life in the abyss. The sensation of motion stirs around you. It's faint at first, like a whisper in the wind, but it's becoming louder, more intense. And then, it begins to take shape that it's a figure. No, a series of figures, forming one by one, out of the very essence of the void. They are not human. They are not even creatures as you know them. They are reflections, too, but they are distorted in ways you cannot comprehend. They are shards of something broken, mirrors of you, of the many souls who have been claimed by the glass before, but twisted, bent, and reshaped into something far more horrifying. Their eyes are hollow voids, but they see you. They see all of you. They reach out, their hands impossibly long and thin, fingers stretching as if they were made of the darkness itself. They aren't truly alive. They are reflections, shadows brought to life. And as they move closer to you, their presence fills the space with an unbearable sense of loss, of emptiness. Their hands graze your skin, or what used to be your skin. They don't touch you physically, but you feel it. The coldness, the absence, the gnawing hunger, their mouths open, but no sound escapes. Instead, their voices fill your mind, each one a whisper of another soul that was lost long ago. You are not free. You are never free. We were once like you, and now we are the mirrors. They circle around you, and as they do, the void around you warps and shifts, as though the very fabric of reality is being pulled apart, piece by piece. It's not just a space anymore. It's becoming something else, something that is both familiar and terrifying. You recognize it in a distant, broken way, but you can't put it together. It's home, but not the way you remember it. It's your reflection, but it's warped, stretched, twisted, like a nightmare version of everything you once knew. The shapes move together, merging into one, a large, amorphous mass of shifting reflections. They pulse and flicker, growing larger and larger, until the space around you feels like it's closing in on itself. The reflections form faces, bodies, but they are not real. They are faceless, featureless. They are just images, but they are not just any images. They are the mirror. They are what remains of the ones who have been lost, who have been claimed. The mass hovers before you, and you feel a wave of dizziness, of disorientation. It's as if everything you knew is being drained away, as if the reflection itself is seeping into your mind, erasing every trace of your past. Your memories are slipping through your fingers, fading into the darkness, leaving you with nothing. You are becoming part of it now, part of the creature, part of the mirror. There's nothing left but this, the emptiness, the hunger, and then the voice. The voice of the creature that has always been with you. It is deeper now, older, filled with an endless resonance that reverberates through every part of your mind. You belong to us. All of you. All who have stared too long. All who have looked into the abyss and become part of it. The figures move. Their forms dissolve and reassemble as one, merging with the mirror, blending into the endless surface of glass. And as they do, you feel it. A pull, a sensation of being drawn into the mass, into the center of the reflection where the glass stretches into infinity. The last of your thoughts, the last of your memories, are consumed by the darkness, swallowed whole. There is no more you. There is no more anyone. There is only the mirror. There is only the reflection. There is only the hunger. The figures disappear, absorbed into the endless surface of the glass. And as the mirror settles into its stillness once more, you realize with a sinking feeling that this cycle will never end. The glass is eternal. The mirror is eternal. And you, whatever you were before, are no longer part of the world. You are part of the void now. The mirror watches. It always has. And it always will. It is hungry. And it will never be satisfied. And so, you remain forever. The silence is oppressive, more suffocating than it has ever been before. The void that surrounds you feels heavier now, more real, as though the very air itself is made of glass. You can't tell if you are still conscious, if the remnants of your mind still exist somewhere in the endless black. There is only the mirror, only the creature that has consumed everything, and you with it. But then, something stirs. It's subtle at first, a slight quiver in the air, a shift in the very fabric of this void. Something is different. Something is breaking the stillness. You feel it, a flicker of something that doesn't belong, a tiny spark of presence in this infinite nothingness. And then the mirror shifts. It's not a sound, not a movement, at least not in the way you'd understand it. It's like the fabric of reality itself is being tugged at, reshaped, pulled out of alignment. The glass, no. The creature stirs once again, as if waking from a long, dreamless sleep. The surface of the void ripples, distorting the reflections that fill the space. The creatures, the lost souls, they move again, their forms shifting, splintering into countless versions of themselves, endlessly rearranging and reforming. A cold presence washes over you, chilling your essence in a way that the darkness couldn't. It's not physical. It's more than that. It's something that cuts deeper than the skin, something that sinks into the very heart of your being. A sensation so raw, so primal, that it almost feels like fear, but not the kind you've known before. This is an ancient, primordial terror. A terror of being forgotten, of being swallowed into something so vast, so unfathomable, that it would erase everything, including the very memory of your existence. And then, a voice. A new voice, unlike the ones that have whispered in your mind for so long. This one is sharp, cutting through the void like a blade. You have not been forgotten. It echoes, reverberating in your mind, filling the space around you. The voice seems to come from all directions at once, from the very heart of the mirror itself. It is deep, ancient, and full of power, a voice that carries the weight of eternity. You will be remembered. There's something in the voice, something familiar. It stirs something inside you, some long-forgotten part of yourself. For a moment, just a moment, you feel a flicker of self, like a small ember trying to ignite in the endless dark. You try to hold on to it, but it slips through your grasp, leaving behind only the overwhelming darkness once more. And yet, it is not quite gone. The voice calls again, louder this time, filling the space with a presence that makes the air itself feel alive. The glass shudders, and for the first time, it feels unsteady. It cracks again, but not in the way it did before. The cracks are deeper now, wider, like a wound that cannot heal. But this time, it's not the mirror itself that is splitting. It's you, or rather, what's left of you. You are not the first. The voice continues, and you can feel it now, wrapping around you, pulling at the fragments of your mind, threading itself into the broken pieces that remain. But you will not be the last. For the first time, something shifts within you. The endless darkness doesn't feel so complete. The emptiness still surrounds you, but it feels different, as though it has been broken. There is a weight to the air now, like the glass is shattering, but not into pieces. It is splintering into something else, into light. Light that you thought was long lost. The void begins to tremble, as though it's being forced to make room for something new, something that has been hidden in its depths all along. The reflections, the lost souls, the shadows, they grow more restless. They twist and contort in ways that defy logic, their forms warping as if they too are trying to break free, trying to escape the endless cycle. They howl in silence, their movements frantic, desperate. But there is something strange in their eyes now, something different. A flicker of recognition, of hope. For a brief, fleeting moment, you realize that they too feel it. They feel the shift, the change. The mirror is not just a prison. It is more than that. It is a bridge, a doorway, and it has been waiting for something to come, to break the endless loop of hunger and reflection. And then, with a crack so loud it vibrates through the very core of your being, the glass shatters, but not in the way you thought. The mirror doesn't splinter into pieces. It tears. It rips open, its surface parting like a wound, spilling out a blinding, searing light into the void. It is an eruption, a flood of brilliance, so pure and so intense that it fills every corner of the endless black. You feel it, the light. It stabs into you, into the broken fragments of your soul, and for the first time in what feels like forever, you can feel your own heartbeat. The voice calls out once more, but it is no longer an echo in your mind. It is a presence, a force of will, filling the void, forcing its way into the cracks of your soul. This is your chance, You can feel it now, the power of choice. The choice that was always there but had been hidden, buried beneath the weight of the mirror's endless hunger. The void trembles. The mirror is breaking. And as the light spreads, so too does the sense of freedom. You no longer belong to the mirror. You are not its prisoner. You are not its reflection. You are something else now. And for the first time in forever, you realize that you have a choice. The darkness flickers. It is leaking into the light, as though it cannot sustain itself anymore. And the world, your world, opens before you. The question is, will you leave it behind? Will you walk away? Or will you remain, forever a part of the mirror? The light pulses, growing stronger with each passing second. The dark void around you begins to break apart, and the very air seems to shimmer, crackling with energy. It's almost as though the mirror itself is being pulled in two directions, one towards the suffocating emptiness, the other towards something else, something more tangible, more real. The barrier between these worlds begins to thin, as if the glass was never truly meant to keep you contained. You can feel your consciousness begin to expand, stretching out like a muscle that has been dormant for far too long. Your awareness, once shackled to the mirror, is now free to wander the edges of this fractured reality. A sense of weightlessness takes over, as if you are floating in a vast ocean of time and space. Every fleeting moment, every second of thought, feels amplified, as if the boundaries of what you knew as your existence are dissolving into something far greater. And then, you see it dot a crack in the void, wide and jagged, where the light spills out from the heart of the mirror. It is not just a tear, not just a fracture, it is a portal. The edges of it flicker with strange, otherworldly patterns, twisting and shifting in impossible ways. Through the crack, you see glimpses of what lies beyond, a world you do not recognize, full of color, of life, of movement. There are no shadows here, no darkness, no suffocating silence. There is a pulsing rhythm, a heartbeat, as if the universe itself is alive. You feel it calling you, not with words, but with something far deeper, an innate pull towards something that is not this endless abyss. This world beyond the crack promises release. A chance to reclaim what you once were, a chance to rediscover who you were before the mirror, before the endless hunger consumed you. The light is blinding now, and the void trembles. The creatures, the reflections that once circled around you, are no longer silent. They writhe in desperation, their forms distorting violently as though they, too, feel the pull of the opening. Their eyes, those hollow, soulless eyes, flash with something like hope, or maybe fear. It's hard to tell, but there is something else in their movement, something primal, something that speaks of a shared desire to escape, but there is no turning back. You feel your form shifting once more, reconfiguring, pulling away from the dissonance, the distortion. The hunger that once defined you, that gnawing emptiness, is growing faint, as if it's fading into nothingness. You are changing, and as you do, you realize something crucial. You are no longer just a part of the mirror. You are no longer a mere reflection or a fragmented soul. You are becoming something else entirely. Something more. The portal grows larger. The rippling light intensifies, threatening to consume everything in its path. You realize, in that moment, that the mirror was never meant to trap you. It was meant to transform you. It was always waiting for this moment, for the moment when you would finally see the truth, that the void you've been lost in was never the end. It was just the beginning. A voice echoes through the space, clearer now, its tone not filled with darkness or malice, but with something else, something profound. You are more than this, more than a reflection, more than a shadow. The mirror was never meant to define you. Now, you define what comes next. With the final words, the light from the portal surges forward, engulfing you completely. The void around you collapses in on itself, the glass splintering into a million shards that scatter into the blackness, vanishing as though they were never there. The last remnants of the creature's presence, the hunger, the endless yearning, dissipate like smoke in the wind, leaving behind only the pure light. The distortions, the twisted reflections, all fade into the abyss, leaving you with nothing but the overwhelming sense of freedom. You feel yourself pulled into the light, your body, or whatever is left of it, finally giving in to the pull of the unknown. The world beyond the portal is no longer just a promise. It is real, and you are about to step into it. For the first time in what feels like an eternity, you breathe, not just in the way you once did, but with the sensation of a new existence taking shape inside you. The light is overwhelming, but it is not blinding anymore. It is a cleansing force, one that strips away the remnants of the mirror, the creatures, the hunger. It leaves you whole, and then you emerge. The world beyond is unlike anything you've ever seen. It is bright, vibrant, full of life, full of motion. The air is thick with possibility, with the taste of freedom, and the ground beneath you feels solid, warm, like the earth has been waiting for you. It's a world of color, of contrasts, everything that the mirror's endless black void was not. There is no shadow here, no reflection to distort your existence. You stand, not as a fragment of the past, not as a lost soul, but as something new. You realize, in that moment, that the mirror was never just a place of confinement. It was a crucible, a forge for the soul, one that tempered you, changed you, until you were ready for this world. A world where the light does not consume but illuminates, where you are free to live and grow and choose. And as you look around, you see others, people, creatures, beings that are not trapped in glass, but alive in the truest sense of the word. They walk freely, unburdened by the weight of endless hunger. You realize, with a sudden, overwhelming clarity, that this is not the end of your journey. This is only the beginning. The light that guided you here is not gone. It is within you now, a part of your being, and you understand, deep down, that you have become something greater. You are no longer bound by the mirror. You are no longer a reflection. You are free. And as you take your first step into this new world, you know that the creature, the mirror, and the void will never truly be gone. They are part of you now, part of what you have become. But they no longer have power over you. You walk forward into the unknown, the path ahead full of infinite possibilities. And with each step, you feel yourself grow stronger, freer, more alive than you have ever been. The journey continues. As you step deeper into this new world, every breath feels fresh and different. It's like you're tasting air for the first time, savoring the sensation of life flowing through you once again. The ground beneath your feet is solid and real, a sharp contrast to the weightlessness of the mirror's realm. There's a strange warmth in the air, almost like a soft embrace, something welcoming, something alive. Around you, the world pulses with colors, vibrant and impossible to ignore. The sky above is not black, but a deep, infinite blue, stretching out to a horizon that seems to go on forever. The trees. Yes, there are trees, tall and twisting, their leaves shimmering like emeralds in the sunlight, sway gently in the breeze, as if greeting you. Flowers bloom in bursts of reds, purples, and oranges, each one reaching out towards the sky, vibrant and full of life. You can feel the earth beneath you vibrating with energy, as though every inch of it is alive with purpose. For a moment, you stop and take it all in. The overwhelming sense of relief that washes over you is almost too much to bear. You remember the darkness, the suffocating emptiness of the mirror, the crushing feeling of being lost, of being nothing. But that is gone now. The mirror is no longer part of your reality. You are here. You are alive, But with that realization comes something else, something deeper, a gnawing feeling in the pit of your stomach, an echo of what you were. The hunger, the emptiness, it lingers like a distant memory. You wonder, fleetingly, if it will always be with you, just beneath the surface, waiting for a moment of weakness to resurface. But you push it aside, refusing to let it dictate your path. The world around you beckons, offering itself up in all its raw, untamed beauty. You walk forward, driven by a need to understand where you are, what this place is, and why you were brought here. It feels important, like you were meant to be here, as if your arrival was not an accident, but a culmination of something much greater. The soft sound breaks your reverie, a rustling, a gentle whisper in the wind. You turn, and from the shadows of the trees, a figure steps forward. At first, it's hard to make them out clearly. They blend with the forest, they form part of the landscape, almost like a shadow among the trees. But as they move closer, the details become clearer. They are tall, thin, with skin that shimmers like polished stone. Their eyes are unlike any you've ever seen, not human, but otherworldly, glowing softly, like stars just before the dawn. Their hair flows around them, a shimmering cascade of silver that moves in rhythm with the breeze. They stop before you, their gaze fixed on you with an intensity that feels almost probing. But there is no malice in it, only curiosity and something else. Something like recognition. You've made it. Their voice is calm, yet resonant, carrying a weight of knowledge that suggests they've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. You open your mouth to respond, but the words don't come. There's too much to say, too many questions, but you're not sure where to start. They smile, a knowing, quiet smile, and raise a hand, gesturing for you to follow. You must come. There is much for you to learn, and much for you to become. You follow them without thinking. There is something about their presence, something that pulls you forward, urging you onward. You don't know why, but you trust them. It's as if your very soul recognizes them, understands that they hold the key to what comes next. The journey through the forest is silent, save for the occasional rustle of leaves, the soft hum of the wind through the branches. The deeper you go, the more vibrant everything seems to become. The colors, the textures, the sounds, everything feels sharper, more alive. The trees seem to part for you. The ground beneath your feet softens into a path that leads you through the underbrush. After what feels like hours, or maybe mere moments, time is strange here. You come to a clearing. In the center of it stands a structure, tall and majestic, made of something that looks like both stone and light. It shifts, constantly changing, as though it's never fully settled into one form. It seems to be made of fragments of the world around it, glowing tendrils of energy, delicate webs of light, stone carved with symbols you can't quite read. The figure before you steps forward, their hand extended to the structure, and with a gesture, the walls of the building pulse with life, glowing brighter for a moment before dimming once more. This is the Nexus, they explain, their voice barely more than a whisper now, as if speaking too loudly might disturb the delicate balance of the place. It is the meeting place of all worlds, all realities. Here, you will learn how to live in the space between them. Here, you will find your purpose. You feel a shiver run down your spine, and for the first time since you arrived, you feel the weight of your existence pressing down on you. This place is unlike anything you've ever encountered. It's a space that breathes, that exists outside of the boundaries of time and space. It is the epicenter of something vast, something timeless. The figure looks at you again, their eyes filled with something unspoken. They gesture to the nexus. Step inside. You are ready. You hesitate, a part of you still unsure, still feeling the pull of the darkness that lies behind you in the places you've escaped. But something about their words, their gaze, fills you with a quiet certainty. You nod, taking the first step into the nexus. As you cross the threshold, the world shifts again. The air grows warmer, richer with life. The walls around you glow with a soft, inviting light, and you sense movement, but not in a way that feels threatening. There is no longer any hunger here, no emptiness, just presence. The figure stands behind you, watching with quiet approval, and as you take another step forward, the nexus hums, as if it recognizes you. And suddenly, everything clicks. You understand. This world, this place, the people here, they are not just a refuge. They are the beginning of something new, something you are meant to create, to shape. You are not just an observer here. You are a creator, a builder of worlds, a shaper of destinies. The mirror was never the end. It was the test, the forge that shaped you into someone who could hold the light. And now, the light is yours to command. As you step fully into the heart of the nexus, the path before you is open, endless with possibility. And with each step you take, you feel yourself becoming something more. The journey is only beginning. The nexus pulses around you, its very essence vibrating with the potential of infinite worlds. The walls hum in tune with your every thought, every movement, as if it too is aware of your presence. There's a strange connection between you and this place, an understanding that runs deeper than mere words can express. The nexus is alive, and so are you. The figure that guided you into the nexus steps forward, their presence calm but filled with purpose. Their glowing eyes meet yours with an intensity that makes you feel as if they are peering into your very soul. For a moment, they simply stand there, silent, watching you, as if waiting for something. Then, with a fluid movement, they raise their hand and a beam of light erupts from their palm. The beam spreads out before you, forming intricate patterns in the air, symbols, shapes, and energy that seem to defy understanding. The light shifts, coalescing into something tangible, something that feels familiar. Your eyes widen as you realize what it is. A doorway to another world. This is the path, the figure says, their voice carrying a depth of meaning. Beyond this threshold lies your purpose, your destiny. You are not here by accident. You have been chosen to shape the worlds, to be the architect of what is yet to come. The words resonate in your chest, reverberating through your bones. You have felt the weight of your existence shift, but now it feels as if something far greater is unfolding before you. This is not a place of mere escape, not a place of refuge from the darkness you once knew. This is a place of creation, of power, of possibility. This is where you will forge your new self, your new reality. The door flickers before you, a swirling vortex of light and energy beckoning you forward. The pull is undeniable, stronger now than anything you've ever felt before. You are standing at the threshold of a new life, a new world, and the weight of that decision settles heavily upon you. For the first time in ages, you feel a sense of purpose rising within you, a certainty that this moment, this choice, is one that will shape everything to come. Will you step through? The figure asks, their voice soft but edged with something unspoken, something ancient. Will you claim your place in the tapestry of worlds, or will you remain adrift in the void? The question hangs in the air, heavy with the gravity of your decision. You are no longer the lost soul you once were. The mirror, the darkness, the endless hunger, they are behind you, faded memories. You've left them all behind. But in front of you lies something greater, something unimaginable, and yet it is also something yours to shape. Without hesitation, you step forward. The moment your foot crosses the threshold, a rush of energy surges through you. It's like diving into the unknown, like plunging into an ocean of raw potential. The air around you crackles with power, and the very fabric of the nexus bends, warps, as if it is alive, reacting to your presence. The world around you shifts. The space around you twists and turns, distorting until you can no longer discern where you are. But even in this disorienting moment, you can feel it. You can feel the power, the potential. You are no longer just a fragment of something lost in the darkness. You are a creator, a force that can shape the very fabric of existence. The light flares, blinding you for a brief moment, and when it fades, you find yourself standing in an entirely new place. It is unlike any world you've ever known. The sky above is an endless expanse of swirling colors, purple, orange, and gold blending together like liquid light. The ground beneath you is soft but firm, made of some strange crystalline substance that glows with an inner fire. You are not alone. Around you, other beings stand, each one different, yet somehow familiar. They are all watching you, their eyes filled with curiosity, respect, and something else, a sense of waiting. They are waiting for you to make the first move. They are waiting for you to decide what comes next. The figure who guided you into the Nexus appears beside you, their presence steady and comforting. "Welcome, Creator," they say softly. "This is your canvas. This is your world to shape." You take a deep breath, the weight of your purpose settling in your chest. You can feel the potential swirling around you, the raw energy of creation itself, waiting for your command. The world is yours to mold, yours to shape. And as you look around, you understand the enormity of the task before you. The beings around you are not mere bystanders. They are part of this world, part of the reality you will create. They are the foundation of what will come. And you are the one who will guide them, who will lead them into this new existence. The light that once guided you here now pulses within you, an ever-present force, a connection to something beyond comprehension. You are the architect, the shaper, the creator. The world before you is not empty. It is full of possibility. What will you make? The figure asks, their voice filled with both awe and expectation. You take a step forward, your mind racing with ideas, with possibilities, with endless potential. The very air around you hums with the energy of creation, ready to bend to your will. You reach out, your hand trembling slightly as you touch the surface of the world before you. And with that simple touch, everything begins to shift. Mountains rise from the ground, their peaks towering towards the sky. Oceans form, vast and endless, stretching out into the horizon. Forests bloom, vibrant and full of life, and cities of light emerge, their structures grand and intricate, built upon the foundation of your will. You shape the world, and with each stroke, each thought, each action, you feel yourself becoming more than you ever were. The hunger, the darkness, it is all gone. You are whole now. You are the creator, and the world, your world, rises around you, a reflection of your essence, a testament to your power. As you stand amidst the vast expanse of the world you've created, you realize one truth: the journey is far from over. It has only just begun. The world you've shaped is vast, and with each breath you take, you feel it expand, grow, and settle into something even more intricate. The land you've created is alive with movement, filled with creatures of your own design, each one unique, each one shaped by the very hands that brought them into existence. The mountains you raised are now dotted with rivers that twist and turn like veins of liquid silver, carving through the land with purposeful grace. The cities of light you constructed are buzzing with activity. Their inhabitants, beings of various forms and sizes, each with a purpose, moving through the streets, engaged in tasks of their own. But it's not just the physical world that hums with life. The very air around you seems to pulse with energy, charged with the potential of what you have yet to create. It's as if the universe is holding its breath, waiting for your next move, waiting for you to decide what comes next. The Nexus has granted you the power to shape reality itself, to create not just a world, but an entire universe if you so choose. And yet, despite the beauty of what you've crafted, there's a lingering question at the back of your mind, a subtle whisper that refuses to be ignored. What now? You've created this world, but what purpose does it serve? What will these beings do in this new reality? What role do you, as its creator, play in it? The figure who guided you here appears once more, stepping out of the shifting light with a presence that seems to calm the very air. They regard you with a look of approval, but also with something deeper, a kind of knowing, as if they understand the question that now burns within you. You have done well, they say, their voice resonating with a warmth that fills the space. But creation is not a single act. It is a process, a journey that never truly ends. What you've built here is a foundation. The world you've made will not remain static. It will grow, evolve, change. They pause, allowing the weight of their words to settle around you. For the first time, you realize that you are not the only one with a stake in this world. There are forces at play that are beyond your control. Forces that can either aid you in your journey or challenge you, testing the very limits of your creation. The world you've shaped will not remain untouched. They continue. There are others who have seen your actions, others who will seek to claim what you have made. They will come, and you must be ready. A shiver runs down your spine, and for a moment, doubt creeps in. You have created something magnificent, something beautiful, but what if it is not enough? What if the power you hold is not enough to protect it? The figure seems to sense your hesitation and steps closer, their gaze softening. You are the creator, they say gently, but you must also become the protector. The balance of this world is fragile. It needs guidance, it needs defense. And you are the one who must ensure that it remains. The weight of their words hangs heavily in the air. You realize that this new world, this universe you have created, is not an isolated sanctuary. It is part of something larger, something that exists beyond the boundaries of what you can see, feel, or understand. There are forces beyond this world. Forces that transcend creation itself, forces that would seek to shape, to conquer, or to destroy what you have made. I don't know if I can protect it. You whisper, the weight of the responsibility pressing down on you. The figure's eyes soften, and they place a hand on your shoulder, grounding you in this moment. You are not alone in this, they assure you. There are others like you. Other creators, other protectors. You will find them, and together you will stand against the forces that seek to destroy what you've built. A flicker of hope rises within you. The path ahead is uncertain, but you are no longer standing at its edge, unsure of your place. You have chosen to create. You have chosen to shape. And now, you must choose to defend it. The figure steps back, their form glowing with a soft, ethereal light. The journey is long, and it will not be easy, but you are ready. The world you've created is your legacy. Protect it. With a final nod, the figure vanishes into the light, leaving you standing alone, but not without purpose. The world around you, once a canvas of endless possibility, now feels like something more. It is a living, breathing entity, and it needs you. You take a deep breath, feeling the weight of the responsibility settle into your bones. The land stretches out before you, beautiful and untouched, but also fragile. And now, you understand that your creation must be tended to, must be nurtured, and above all, must be protected. That eye in the distance. You see movement, shapes darting in and out of the forests, creatures of strange form, their presence unsettling. They seem to be watching you, waiting. The balance is not yet set, and you know that your journey is far from over. You move forward, feeling the power within you rise again. This is not a time for doubt. This is a time for action. As you walk, you reach out to the very essence of your creation. You feel the land respond to you, its heartbeat syncing with your own. You are one with this world, and it is one with you. You can feel its needs, its desires, its vulnerabilities. It is not perfect. It is not invulnerable, but it is yours. You raise your hand, and the energy of the world bends to your will. The creatures of the forest still watch, but now they seem to acknowledge you, their eyes filled with curiosity. You are not their master, but their creator, their guide. You sense the first stirrings of life in the cities of light. They will grow, learn, adapt, just as you did. The world will thrive, or it will falter. But it will not do so without you. As you stand at the edge of this new world, the weight of what lies ahead settles in your chest, and with it, a quiet resolve. The journey is far from over. There will be threats, challenges, and obstacles, but you are ready. You have created this world, and now you will protect it. The weight of your decision feels ever present, but it is no longer a burden. It is a reminder of your purpose. Your eyes scan the horizon of the world you've shaped, the land stretching far beyond the reach of your sight. The cities of light glimmer in the distance, a testament to the civilization you have begun, while the forests pulse with life, their trees and creatures whispering secrets only they know. The oceans, vast and endless, shimmer with untold mysteries beneath their surface. Every part of this world is alive. Every corner of it is waiting, evolving, becoming. But the stillness of the world is an illusion. The creatures in the distance, the ones who watched you from the shadows, are now moving closer. They are not the peaceful inhabitants of this land. No, they are something darker, something that feels ancient and hungry. The sense of otherness about them is undeniable. A shiver runs down your spine. You are not naive enough to believe that creation is the only force at work here. There are forces, beings, entities, perhaps even other creators that will seek to control, disrupt, or destroy the world you forged. The Nexus had warned you, but the weight of that warning is only now becoming clear. You turn toward the rising darkness at the edge of the forest. Shapes flicker in the trees, creatures of twisted form, creatures that are not of this world. Their eyes gleam with malice, their movements unsettlingly deliberate. They are watching you, but they are not yet close enough to pose a threat. Not yet. What are they? You ask aloud, your voice barely more than a whisper. The answer comes not from the figure who guided you before, but from within yourself, from the very essence of the world you've created. You feel the pulse of the land, the heartbeat of the universe you've molded, and it tells you what you must know. They are the shadows, a voice whispers, resonating within your thoughts. The forgotten ones, the remnants of old worlds, born from darkness and chaos. They are the ones who seek to unmake, to destroy what others have built. A cold chill creeps over you, and for the first time, doubt starts to creep in. Can you truly protect this world? Is your power enough to defend it against the forces that lurk beyond the edges of your creation? The question gnaws at you, pulling at the edges of your resolve. But then, just as quickly, a surge of determination fills you. You've created this world from nothing. You shaped it with your hands, breathed life into it with your will. You are its protector, and you will not let it fall. The first of the shadow creatures steps from the trees, its form long and twisted, a grotesque mockery of life. It moves with an unnatural grace, its dark eyes fixed upon you, and as it gets closer, you can feel its malice in the air, like a cold wind brushing against your skin. It is a being of darkness, but there is something else, something almost familiar about it. With a motion of your hand, you send a wave of energy out, pushing against the creature. The force of your will cracks the air, but the creature doesn't retreat. It shudders, but stands its ground, staring at you with an unnerving intensity. And then it speaks, its voice like a rasping whisper, slithering into your thoughts. You think you have created something new, but all things return to the void. All things are born from darkness, and all things must return to it. Its words are like ice, sending a tremor through your body. For a moment, you hesitate, unsure of what to do. The creature before you is not like the others, not like the beings that populate this world. It is older, more powerful, and its presence feels as if it belongs here in a way you cannot understand. But in that moment of doubt, you feel something stir within you, a surge of energy, of resolve. The darkness that the creature represents may have once been the foundation of your world, but it does not control it. You control it. The creature is a remnant, a forgotten piece of the past that seeks to reassert itself. It has no place here. With a forceful gesture, you channel the power of creation once again, but this time, you reach into the very fabric of the world you've made. The energy within you flows outward, wrapping around the creature, binding it in tendrils of light and power. The darkness recoils, but it cannot escape. You push forward, forcing the creature back, tearing away the remnants of its form, piece by piece, until it is nothing but a wisp of shadow. The moment it is gone, the air around you stills. The world seems to hold its breath. For a moment, you feel the weight of what you've done, the strain of using so much power. The land beneath your feet hums with your energy, and the cities in the distance glow brighter, as if they too are reacting to your victory. But the silence is brief. A low rumble shakes the ground beneath you, and you feel the presence of more, many more. The shadows are not one, they are legion, and they are coming. You turn, your heart pounding, knowing that this is only the beginning. The darkness has tested you. It has shown you that your creation is fragile, and that forces beyond your control will always seek to tear it apart. But you are not defeated. You have already shown that you are capable of standing against it, and now you must prepare for the battles to come. You are the creator, and you will protect what you've made. With a deep breath, you raise your hands, and the world around you responds. The very sky above begins to twist and shift, clouds swirling into great formations, shimmering with the energy of your will. The ground beneath your feet cracks open, and from it rise new structures, fortresses of light, defenses forged from the very essence of creation. These will be the bastions of your world, places where the light can stand against the shadows. The creatures of your world, the beings of light and form, gather around you, sensing the change, sensing the call. They come from the cities, from the forests, from the oceans. They gather at your side, awaiting your command. You look out at the darkness that is now spreading, moving like a wave, rolling toward your world, toward everything you've built. But you will not back down. You will not allow this creation, your creation, to fall into ruin. The war has begun, and you, the creator, will lead your world into battle. The sky above darkens, and the ground trembles beneath your feet as the first wave of shadow creatures emerges from the horizon, moving like a black tide. Their numbers are impossible to count, each one more twisted and malicious than the last. The shadows seem to bend and writhe, as though they are alive with a hunger that cannot be sated. The creatures have no eyes, only dark voids in their forms, yet they move with purpose, as though they can see you, as though they can sense your presence. You stand tall, your hands outstretched, drawing the energy of your creation into yourself. The world responds, and the creatures pause, hesitating before your power. But the moment is brief. With a roar, the shadows surge forward, a tidal wave of darkness crashing against the edges of your world. The ground cracks open, trees snap, and the ocean churns violently in response to their advance. They come with a force that threatens to tear apart the very fabric of your reality. You feel the weight of your responsibility pressed down on you. The world you've created is under siege, and there is no turning back now. You have to protect it. You have to fight for it. Stand ready. You command the beings of your world. This is our home. We will defend it. The creatures of light, the beings you've shaped, gather around you, their forms glowing with the energy of creation, each one ready to fight. You feel the power surge within them, your creation standing strong in the face of the darkness. The air crackles with anticipation as they take their positions, each ready to hold their ground. The first wave of shadows crashes into the light, and the battle begins. The clash is immediate and brutal. The creatures of light strike first, their forms blinding against the darkness, their movements swift and precise. But the shadows are relentless, their tendrils reaching out, attempting to consume everything in their path. The light pushes back, but it is clear that the darkness is vast, and its numbers are overwhelming. You feel the tension in the air, the struggle for balance. The forces of light and darkness collide, the sound of the battle echoing through the world you created. Each strike, each movement, feels like a test of your will. Your creations fight valiantly, but they are not enough to hold back the tide alone. They need you. With a single motion, you channel the raw energy of creation once more, drawing upon the very core of the world. The ground beneath you pulses with power as you shape the very fabric of reality, bending the world to your will. A burst of light erupts from your hands, sending shockwaves through the battlefield. The shadows recoil, their forms splintering before the force of your power, but the darkness is not defeated. They return, reforming, and once more they surge forward. You cannot win this battle alone, the voice whispers again, this time stronger. The world you've created is vast, and your power is limited. You must seek out the others. The realization hits you like a thunderclap. You are not the only creator. There are others, beings who, like you, have shaped worlds and realities of their own. The Nexus spoke of them, but you have not yet found them. The darkness is too great for you to fight alone. You need allies. You need the strength of the other creators. The time has come, you murmur to yourself, the weight of the decision settling in. I must seek out the others. With a determined step, you turn away from the battlefield, reaching into the very essence of the world you created. The Nexus, the force that binds all worlds, calls to you, its energy pulling at your very core. You can feel it, distant but real, stretching beyond your own world, beyond the limits of what you know. You raise your hand once more, and the world shifts around you. The ground beneath you trembles, and the air grows thick with power. The light from your creation begins to bend, warping as you reach out into the void. The very fabric of reality tears open before you, and in that moment, you know what you must do. You must find the other creators. As the rift opens, the battle behind you rages on, but you step forward, leaving it behind. The shadows cannot follow you into the Nexus. The rift swallows you whole. When you emerge, you find yourself in a new world, one entirely different from the one you've shaped. This place is barren, the sky a sickly shade of green, the ground cracked and dry. The air is thick with tension, as if the very essence of the world is holding its breath. You feel the presence of others, other creators. Their power is palpable, though hidden, like an undercurrent just beneath the surface. And then you see them. The first is a tall figure, cloaked in shadows, their face hidden beneath a hood. They stand like a sentinel, their presence commanding and cold, yet their power radiates from them, an aura of strength and control. Beside them is a smaller, more delicate figure, their form glowing with soft light, almost ethereal in nature. They radiate an aura of calm, a stark contrast to the other's darkness. Another figure appears, a being made of shifting metal, their body covered in intricate patterns of energy that crackle with power. They move with precision, their every step calculated, their presence mechanical yet full of purpose. And finally, a fourth, a being with wings of fire, their body encased in armor that gleams with the light of 1,000 stars. They carry a weapon forged from the very essence of the cosmos itself. Each one of them is a creator, just like you. They watch you closely, their gaze is intense, assessing you. There is a moment of silence, a quiet tension hanging in the air. You know that you are not the only one who has seen the darkness and felt the weight of the shadows. Each of these beings has fought their own battles, shaped their own worlds. And now, the fate of all creation rests in your hands. Point one of them, the figure of light, steps forward. Their voice is soft, but strong. You are not alone, Creator. We have sensed the darkness too. We have seen the shadows that threaten to undo all that we've built. The cloaked figure nods in agreement. We will stand with you. Together, we can stop the darkness from consuming all. You feel the weight of their words, the power in their promise. Together, you will stand against the tide of shadows, but the battle will be long and difficult. You are no longer alone. You have allies, fellow creators, each one as powerful as you, each one with their own gifts and strengths. Together, you will fight for your worlds, for all that you've created. The war is not over. In fact, it is just beginning. But now, you are ready. The darkness may have come, but it will not win. Not while you and the other creators stand together. The silence hangs thick in the air as you and the other creators stand at the threshold of this barren world, surrounded by the weight of a shared understanding. You are no longer isolated in your struggle. Now, you have allies, each as determined as you to face the darkness that threatens to swallow all creation. The fire-winged figure, whose presence burns with an intensity that nearly matches the stars themselves, steps forward. Their voice, like the crackle of a bonfire, rings clear. We stand united. The darkness will not take our worlds. We have fought too long, too hard, to let it claim what we built. The being of metal, their body humming with the energy of 1,000 circuits, nods in agreement. The nexus binds us all, they say in a voice that sounds both mechanical and organic. We have each shaped our own realms, but this enemy is unlike anything we have ever faced. It is a force that transcends worlds, that threatens the very fabric of reality itself. The figure cloaked in shadow speaks next, their voice low and full of mystery, as though it carries the weight of ancient knowledge. We know the darkness. It is the chaos that existed before creation itself. It seeks to return, to undo all that has been made. But we will not allow it. And then the ethereal being of light, their glow soft yet powerful, turns to you, their expression serene but resolute. The path ahead is dangerous, Creator. The shadows will test us, but we will fight together. The Nexus has brought us to this moment, and together we will stand against the tide. Their words sink deep into you, filling you with a sense of purpose. You feel the weight of your responsibility, not just as the creator of your world, but as one of many now bound by a shared cause. You are no longer an isolated force, struggling alone against the encroaching darkness. Now, you are part of something greater, something that stretches beyond the boundaries of your own creation. The firewing figure gestures toward the horizon, where the first tendrils of shadow begin to creep across the barren land. We must act quickly, they say. The darkness moves faster than we can anticipate. If we do not stop it now, it will consume this world and ours. You nod, your resolve hardening. The creatures of the shadows are relentless, but so are you. Together, you and the other creators form a circle, each of you channeling the power of your respective worlds into the Nexus. You can feel the energy of the fabric of creation itself bending to your will, the very air humming with the force of your collective power. The darkness recoils as the first wave of energy blasts from your combined forces, lighting up the sky with an explosion of light and power. The shadow creatures shriek, their forms warping and twisting as the force of your combined strength pushes them back. But you know this is only the beginning. The darkness will not be defeated so easily. As the first wave recedes, the cloaked figure speaks again, their tone grim. We have pushed them back for now, but they will return. And each time they come, they will be stronger. The figure of light, her expression calm but determined, adds, "We must build our defenses, fortify the Nexus. This is not a battle we can win with brute strength alone. We need strategy. We need to outthink the darkness." The being of metal steps forward, their movements precise and mechanical. "I can create weapons, traps, and defenses that will help slow the shadows. But I will need your help, Creator." They look directly at you, their eyes glowing with a cold, calculating light. "We must work together to forge a new weapon, something that will disrupt the very essence of the darkness. A force that will tear at its core." You feel the weight of the task ahead, but also a spark of hope. The darkness is vast, but with the help of the other creators, there may be a way to contain it, to push it back once and for all. You turn to the ethereal being of light. "What is our next step?" you ask, your voice steady. She smiles softly, her glow radiating in the bleak landscape. "The Nexus is the key," she says. "We must strengthen the bond between our worlds. Each of us has created something unique, something that is vital to the stability of the Nexus. If we can channel our world's energies through the Nexus, we can create a barrier strong enough to repel the darkness." The firewing figure adds, "The problem is, the darkness is already inside the Nexus, worming its way through the cracks. We will need to perform a ritual, one that will allow us to enter the heart of the Nexus itself and fortify it from within. But we must act quickly." The figure cloaked in shadow steps forward, their presence casting a chill in the air. "We may not have much time. The longer we wait, the stronger the darkness will become. It is already feeding on the fear, the uncertainty, the doubt. The weight of the moment presses down on you. This is no longer just a battle for your world. This is a battle for all of creation, for everything that has been made and everything that could be. The darkness threatens not just your world, but the very essence of existence itself." You turn to the other creators, feeling the weight of the task ahead. "Then we move forward. We cannot afford to waste another moment." The group nods in unison, their resolve matching your own. Together, you step toward the heart of the Nexus, the very core of all creation. The air shifts as you move closer, the energy of the Nexus swirling around you, pulling at you, urging you forward. As you reach the center, the landscape shifts once more. The once barren world is now a swirl of vibrant colors, a kaleidoscope of light and energy. The Nexus itself seems alive, its power pulsing in waves, echoing with the heartbeat of creation. And then you feel it. The darkness. It moves in the shadows, just beyond the edges of your perception. You can feel its eyes on you, its hunger, its cold, insatiable need to consume everything. But now, you are not alone. The other creators stand by your side, their power combining with yours. creating a barrier of light and energy that begins to form at the very heart of the nexus. We must hold the line, the figure of metal says, their voice resonating with determination. This will be our last chance to push the darkness back. If we fail now, we will not get another opportunity. You take a deep breath and raise your hands, feeling the energy of creation surge within you once more. The others follow suit, their powers combining into a singular force. The air around you crackles with the tension of 1,000 possibilities, and in that moment, you know what you must do. The darkness cannot win. It will not, and together, you will make sure of it. The energy in the nexus surges violently as you and the other creators pour your combined strength into the barrier. It is a force like no other, a unity of power so vast and pure that it bends reality itself. The shadows, once hesitant, now howl in response to the barrier's presence, screeching with an eerie, unnatural sound, as though the very act of creation is a violation of their existence. But despite their rage, they cannot reach you. Not yet. You feel the ground tremble beneath you as the darkness pushes against the barrier, testing its limits. A ripple runs through the fabric of the nexus, and for a moment, the entire world seems to pause. It's as though the very pulse of existence is holding its breath. We must push harder, the fire-winged figure calls out, their voice rising above the tension. The darkness is testing us. If we falter, it will consume everything. The others, undeterred, press forward. You channel more energy, summoning the deepest core of creation itself, reaching into the very foundation of the nexus. The power flows from your hands like a torrent, racing through the barrier you've formed. For a fleeting moment, you feel an odd connection, a sense of unity with the other creators, each of you drawing from the same well of energy, working in perfect harmony. But then, something changes. The shadows begin to shift more rapidly. The darkness is not only resisting, it is growing. It seems to be feeding off the energy you're expending, feeding off the very light that is meant to hold it back. It's adapting. The being of metal observes, their voice low and urgent. The darkness is evolving. It's learning from our power. We need to find another way. Your heart races as you feel the shadows shift in a way that is almost sentient, their movements purposeful. They surge forward with greater intensity, their forms twisting and merging, growing stronger with each passing moment. The figure cloaked in shadows steps forward, their presence a deep contrast to the growing chaos. We cannot fight the darkness with the same methods, they say. We must change the approach. This is not just a battle of power, it is a battle of wills. The darkness thrives on fear, on uncertainty. But we can create something stronger. A weapon forged not in light, but in the heart of creation itself. Your mind races, grasping at the meaning behind their words. You've been so focused on brute force, on using creation to push back the darkness. But perhaps there is another way, a deeper method, one that could shift the very balance of power. What do you mean? You ask, your voice steady despite the rising tension. The cloaked figure raises their hands slowly, and a shadowy aura surrounds them, pulsating like a living thing. We must forge a new weapon, one that can resonate with the very essence of the darkness. A weapon not of light or energy, but of something much more profound, creation and destruction in balance. They pause for a moment, allowing the gravity of their words to sink in. This weapon must be more than just an object. It must be a force, a part of us, something that channels the very duality of the nexus. Only then can we truly challenge the darkness and disrupt its hold over this world. The ethereal being of light steps closer, their calm expression unshaken. We will need to act quickly. If we stay here, the darkness will only continue to grow. It knows we are vulnerable in the heart of the Nexus. It knows it can reach us here, despite our combined strength. The fire-winged figure, their wings unfurled, nods gravely. We can create this weapon, but we will need all of us working together. It cannot be forged through traditional means. It must be born of our essence, our deepest will. Your gaze shifts to the rift ahead of you, the swirling energy that connects the Nexus to all other worlds. The answer is clear. You must create the weapon from within, from the deepest core of your being, a fusion of light and shadow, creation and destruction. I understand. You say softly, your voice firm with resolve. We will create it together. This will be our final stand against the darkness. The others nod in agreement, each of them stepping closer, their power radiating in waves. You can feel the weight of their intent, their collective will, as they prepare to merge their essences with yours. You close your eyes, and for a moment, you let everything go. The swirling chaos around you fades, and all that remains is the center of your being. You focus inward, reaching deep within your core, into the very heart of the Nexus, the point where creation and destruction are in perfect balance. Here, you draw from both light and darkness, channeling the raw power of both into a singular force. Your mind, body, and soul become the conduit for this energy, your very essence intertwining with the world around you. As you open your eyes, a blinding flash of light erupts from your form, a sphere of energy born from your will. It pulses in time with your heartbeat, radiating both warmth and cold, creation and destruction. The weapon is born, a manifestation of everything you are, forged from the depths of your soul. The shadow creatures sense the shift, their movements growing erratic, desperate. The darkness in the Nexus recoils as the weapon begins to take shape, its power so intense that it threatens to shatter the very fabric of reality. The fire-winged figure steps forward, their wings flaring in a burst of flames. It's done, they say, their voice filled with awe and reverence. The weapon is complete. It will break the darkness. But even as the weapon forms, you sense something troubling. The darkness, while momentarily weakened, is not finished. It is still here, still fighting, still feeding. And the weapon, powerful as it is, will not be enough to destroy the darkness completely. There is a cost to wielding such power, a price that must be paid. We must act now. The being of metal urges. The weapon will only hold for so long. We must use it before the darkness adapts to it, before it becomes immune. You nod, feeling the weight of what you must do. This will not be an easy battle. The darkness may have been pushed back for now, but it is not defeated. It will fight until the very end. And so must you. You raise the weapon high, the energy around you crackling with the raw power of creation and destruction. The others stand by your side, ready to face whatever comes next. Together, you will stand against the darkness, using the very essence of creation itself to protect what you have made. With a final, resolute cry, you unleash the weapon, sending it hurtling into the heart of the darkness. The energy rips through the air, tearing at the fabric of the Nexus, and with a deafening roar, the darkness shatters. But as the light floods the Nexus, as the shadows begin to dissipate, you realize that the battle is not over. The darkness is not a singular entity. It is a force, a primal essence that exists in every corner of creation. The true war has just begun, and you, along with your allies, will fight until the very end to protect the worlds you've created. But even now, you can feel the darkness clawing its way back, relentless in its hunger. It is alive, and it will keep coming. We've pushed it back, but it's not finished, you say, your voice steady, though the gravity of the situation presses against you like a heavy weight. The darkness will always return unless we find a way to lock it away, to keep it contained. Forever, the being of metal, their body glowing with energy, steps forward, their voice analytical. We've done what we can to weaken it, but we must reinforce the nexus. We must build a seal, a barrier that will prevent the darkness from crossing into other worlds, from spreading. It will not be an easy task, and it will take all of our strength to maintain it. The ethereal being of light steps forward, their soft glow flickering as if caught in the breeze of an unseen storm. It is true, the darkness will never truly be gone. It is a part of the balance of creation, but we can bind it, limit its influence. If we build a prison, not of stone or energy, but of will, it can be held. The nexus can be protected, but only if we stand together, bound by a single purpose. You turn to look at the others, feeling the weight of the responsibility pressing down on you. The battle may have been won, but the war is far from over. The darkness may have been forced back, but it is still out there, lurking, waiting for its moment to strike again. Then let's build it, you say, your voice filled with renewed determination. We will create a prison, a lock that no force can break. The others nod in agreement, and together, you begin the task of forging the ultimate seal, one that will contain the darkness for all eternity. The process is slow and deliberate, each creator drawing from their own essence, combining their powers to weave a new kind of barrier, one that is not just physical, but metaphysical, a lock of creation and destruction, light and shadow. The ground beneath you trembles as the ritual begins, the air thick with energy. You can feel the nexus itself shifting, responding to the immense power being channeled through you. The weapon you created hums with life, its energy blending seamlessly with the seal you are forging. The darkness, sensing the danger, struggles against the flow of creation, but it cannot fight the force you've put into motion. It is too vast, too primal, to be easily contained, but you know that you have the power to stop it. If only for now, as the final step of the ritual approaches, the air crackles with tension. You can feel the pressure mounting, the weight of the darkness pushing against the edges of the barrier. It is as though time itself has slowed, each second stretching out longer than the last. You and the other creators are working as one, your combined wills forming a single, unbreakable force. And then, with one final, unified push, the barrier is complete. The darkness howls in fury, its voice a terrible, guttural cry that echoes across the nexus, shaking the very core of creation. But it is too late. The seal is in place, a prison forged of light and shadow, holding the darkness at bay. For now, the world is silent. The battle is over. The darkness is contained, but you know this peace will not last forever. The prison you built is not permanent. There is no such thing as absolute permanence in the universe. The darkness will one day find a way to slip through the cracks, to return. But for now, you stand victorious. The darkness is locked away, and the nexus, your worlds, are safe. The others stand beside you, their presence a silent testament to the strength of your unity. You know that this war may never truly end. The darkness will always find a way to return. But as long as you and the other creators stand together, you will fight. And in that fight, you will protect everything you have built. For in the end, creation and destruction are bound together, inseparable, and as long as there is light, there will be shadows. But as long as you stand, you will be the barrier that holds them back. And so, the war against the darkness can